My name is Dan. This is Dan's Diamond Detailing. I'm going to give it a few seconds for people to come on in here. Refresh all my stuff. Looks like I am live. Hope everyone's having a good Friday this afternoon. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. How are you guys doing today? How is everybody? Look at the new addition in the background. I'm waiting for a couple people to show up, and we're going to get started. Checking on the audio. How does the video? Everything look good? Okay. It's giving it looks like it's giving a little glow to the screen. So whatever. I'm gonna get settled here and start the show. What's up, Juice? What's up, enthusiasts? How we doing, AK? What's up, Ricardo? New one here. Who is this? The Armor Auto Lab. What's up, man? We got Brant in the house. We got, what is this? ES Auto Spa. We got a lot of new friends in the house. How are you guys doing, guys? Happy Friday. Let's see if I can lower the camera because it loves to. Let's see if I can lower it a little bit. That's about as lower it'll go. We'll get this. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dan. This is Dan's Diamond Detailing. Today we are going to go over the Sunjoe. A lot of you may already have this. A lot of you guys may have seen your friends or influencers talking about this thing. I just got it earlier this week. I've only tested it about 2 or 3 times, but so far the full TDLR, this thing slaps. Let's give it a shot, okay? Will it replace something like the keg? And honestly, it's so hard to get these photos. I have to back up like 10 feet for this camera. That's the only problem with the horizontal shots. If the phone is like a portrait, you can see a lot more up and down. But anyways, so I think from here you can kind of see we got the Sunjoe. I'm going to go over this briefly, and we're going to compare the Sunjoe's pressure. Will it rinse off tires? Will it rinse off like the hood of the car? And we're going to compare it to the keg. My theory is today we're going to try to squeeze in 4 wheels really fast, 4 gallons in the wheel bucket. We're going to put 2 gallons and try to do 2 wheels. We're going to put 2 gallons and try to do 2 wheels. And if they don't run out, then I would safely say that you can do 4 wheels on each. Now, most of us already know you can do a set of tires or 4 wheels, but I personally have not done it yet. So it'll be nice to see myself if that is capable. And we got a couple of things. Let me just read the chat really quick. What's up, Ross? What's up? What's up, B. Riley? Mondo? What's the PSI on that bad boy? Yeah, let's get to that. Yeah, it's let me go get the box really quick. That's a good idea. Now, the PSI that I run for my keg sprayer tends to be in the around 60 to 80. You had me. You were doing so well. You're doing so well. God, don't get blinded by the lights. Come with me. All right, so Sunjoe, don't you know? It runs on a 24-volt battery, which I have right here. I charged it. I wanted to see if my Bosch batteries fit up, but they don't. It's a little bit more narrow, and it charges right here. Okay, so this is the charge port. Okay, it comes with this type of outlet, not a really fancy charger. I'm guessing they have a different battery system. I'm gonna assume they have a faster charging system, but this is what they supplied in the box. Okay, so don't, takes a little while, but honestly, I've already used this car. I've already washed off the car 3 times, and the battery's still on like 3 bars, so that's pretty good. It has a display on the front there. This is a 2 amp hour. I believe they sell all the way up to a 7 amp hour. I think they have other products like snow blowers and misting fans and whatnot. But this is my first product that I've ever purchased from the Sunjoe. What's up? Let's see here. Going to try to wash the Expedition in less than 2 hours tomorrow. That'll be fun if it's not super dirty. That's doable. Try an active foam for the first time. Yeah, active foam. I'm going to be testing with active foam, and I'm going to be using Luminous Blaze for the tires today. And I have a couple of tools I'll show you guys in just a second. But I'm going to try to not jump around too much because we got so much to go over. Okay. So someone asked PSI. This technically holds 5.3 gallons. Okay. So 5.3 gallons. This is a 5-gallon keg, but it's never recommended to fill this up fully. At most, maybe 4 gallons. But realistically, it performs a lot better at 3 gallons. Even 2.5. I hear somebody here. Oh, okay. 2.5 to 3 gallons. Okay. So realistically, this can hold more product, DI water, etc. Maybe you're out camping, right? It comes with a shower attachment. I'll get into that in just a second, but this could be amazing because you don't need an air compressor. So it holds 5.3 gallons. It's a 2 amp hour battery. The max flow for this is 1.5 gallons per minute. That's the max flow, and it's rated at 0.8, so almost 1 gallon per minute. The hose length that it comes with, this hose length is 20 feet, and there's a little storage in the back. I'll get to that in just a second here. The water tank, 5.3 gallons, battery 2 amp hours. The charge time takes about an hour and 20 minutes max. And the weight of this thing is about 12. It says gross 12 pounds, and the net weight is 9.5 pounds. Let's see, what else am I missing? Oh, and rated pressure. Here we go. So the max pressure, like B. Riley said, 110. It's 116 for max pressure, and rated pressure it's around 90, which is pretty much the exact pressure. I run my keg around 80. So maybe for this potential test, I'm gonna run the keg at 90, and I'll just run the Sunjoe like it runs. And the motor is 90 watts. Okay, so that's pretty much the box. Love the Sunjoe, doing the Keeve hose reel setup this weekend. Excellent, Ross. So let's go. Let me go quickly with what I did. So I've heard a lot of people use the Sunjoe. I've seen a lot of people do the hose upgrade. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the Sunjoe, what they have, and then what I have upgraded, and then I'm gonna show what I've used and what I have not used. So first, the device right here. Okay. So this is the device. It opens up the lid and you can add your battery in and out. This is where you obviously connect your outlet, okay? So the hose, and this is your on and off switch, which seems to be like some sort of rubberized switch, okay? I've never really actually looked at the bottom here. Looks like you could unscrew it, but I wouldn't really play with that. On the back, we got a little net here that kind of holds it's a fairly light hose. This hose is probably a half a pound. So it can, I'm just not doing it very well. And if you want to paint this blue, we'll go into that in a little bit second. And the top is actually a pretty good direction. So when you're pouring, and the hole is fairly decent. So for me, it pours pretty well. It fits perfectly on my dolly. It fits down there pretty well. I'm trying to figure out a new system. I'm thinking about either having this up here. If I have this up here, it just barely puts a bucket here. Or I could have this on the lower and have the bucket on the top and have this as the wash system. So I'm also, full disclosure, I ordered another wash cart, and I'm thinking using the wash cart just for the Sunjoe because it's flat. This has kind of like a 4-inch, 4-inch, like it's like a tape kind of thing. So I want it flat because with the hose, I want something flat. But anyways, I'm jumping over the place. So this is the hose. It's 20 feet long. I think I talked to Chingy if he's in here. I don't know if Chingy's in here, but we can't find like extra hoses like this. They pretty much sell it with the Sunjoe. I might send an email to Sunjoe and ask them how to obtain like extra, in case this fails, you kind of want like have, 1 or 2 just on the ready, but just in case. I like this a lot because it's very light. It holds the pressure very well. And I've used this about twice. Now, this is where people start to upgrade, okay? So initially, the hose comes with their sprayer head, which it seems to be an adjustable on the top here, a trigger, and you just kind of click very easily, right? Okay. And also, if you want to take this off, it comes with a shower head. All you do is just screw this off By the way, is my audio good? Is my video good? Hopefully everything is peachy. You screw that off. And here is their shower head attachment. Okay, you got a little shower, little dibblies. Awesome. And thanks, B. Riley. Appreciate it. And looks like there's some sort of groove there. I have not used this attachment. It would be wonderful to have some sort of portable shower, right? You know, warm up your water on the fire or your gas stove, you know, at the campsite, and you got 5 gallons of water, and then you could keep refilling it, right? You don't need an air compressor. You don't need gas propane. Like you don't need all. This might be very useful, but I haven't tried it yet. So basically, essentially, kind of go like this, okay, with the head. All right. So maybe there's enough outflow. I don't know. I have not tried it. We won't be trying that tonight, but I will be trying it on a later date and I will let you know. Maybe you'll see some Serrano content. Who knows? Okay. Throw enough super chats out there. You might see some Serrano, NSFW. So, as I was mentioning, this is their spray nozzle. It pops off pretty easily. Okay. And what people have upgraded is to this attachment for about $11. I posted in my description. I posted the link to the Sunjoe in my description. I posted a link to all my attachments that I've purchased this week. And this is about $11. You can kind of tell it's a little bit nicer made. It does connect, and you adjust it. Basically, there's 3 large adjustments, like a fine, you know, kind of like the middle would be like majority what you want to kind of like get your rinseless on the car. And then twist a little bit more, and you got like the jet stream, which is great for flushing things out, right? So this is a nice upgrade. I've been hearing this like leaks a lot or like breaks right off the bat. Again, I have not tried this yet, and I also have not tried the shower attachment. So we will try this tonight. We'll obviously try the upgrade, and then the big upgrade that people have been working on is using a 1/4-inch Flexzilla hose. This is a 30-foot with a couple of attachments here, and I actually have extras so I can take it apart. So this is what it looks like. Gardenias ended, and I have some unopened here. So the first is you'll take your hose. You'll get a tool kind of like this, a female. Was this a female to female? Okay, you take that, and then you take pretty much you screw one of these to get that, I believe. Okay, and then actually this is not the right part. I might not have extras to that one. Is this box even open yet? I have a box that's not even open yet. I ordered 2, but I ordered 2 by accident. So I was like, hey, maybe I'll just make a quick demonstration before I return them. So pretty much, let me just show the hose real quick. As soon as I want to roll it over, the hose gets stuck on the wheel. That's just life, right, boys? All right, so this is what it looks like. You pretty much put this in first, and then that black attachment I just didn't grab, and then finally you'll screw it onto this. And the cool thing about these is they actually lock. So once you put them in, you can kind of twist it, and it'll keep it from, unlocking, right? Simply understood. Let me put that here. All right, now let's get to the fun stuff, right, guys? Let me read the chat. Take a little sip of my café. What is everyone doing tonight? What's everyone's scent of the day? Mine is called Sex Bomb by whoever. I don't know. It's called Sex Bomb. It's really good. It's spicy. It's got a little spice to it. Everything Elay is worth the cost. Yes, I have all my hose fittings as Elay. Thanks, Keeve, for breaking my wallet. Also, while I'm catching up here, shout out to Conway. Conway told me to get a gloss meter. I see a lot of people using gloss meters in their videos. And, it's not as common anymore. I don't see too many gloss meter videos, but I tend to see a person, when they do a gloss meter, it's only one contact angle. This does 3. It does 60, 80, and I believe 20 degrees. So when we start doing the gloss tests, we're going to get a pretty accurate reading, hopefully. And silly me, I ordered one, and I didn't realize it was the wrong credit card, so I ordered it again, and it defaulted to the wrong credit card. So I had to order it again to the right credit card. So for tonight, I'm going to be giving away two $500 gloss meters. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to have to return these two, but I'm going to keep one of them, and we're going to start using them. That's only a $500 gloss meter. Dude, it's so annoying. So I have like $1,100 like, invoice on my credit card right now just sitting there. Okay. All right, so again, we're reiterating. We're going to be filling the Sunjoe 2 gallons. We're going to be doing 2 gallons. We're going to compare it to the traditional keg sprayer right down there. That's the keg sprayer. We're going to see if we can do 4 tires or 2 and 2, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get 4 gallons of water into my tire bucket. We're going to just add a little bit of rinseless wash. And I have a fun little giveaway here. I'm going to pull a rinseless wash off my shelf. And if the first person that can recognize what rinseless wash I'm going to put in this wheel bucket, I'm going to have to read the chat. But the first person that mentions the correct rinseless wash, I will give away a sample of it. And I'll just have to read the chat. So there's no hashtags tonight. So 1 gallon. I do 4 gallons in my bucket. So I'm going to pour 4 gallons right now. And then I'm going to grab the rinseless wash, and you're going to have to know which one it is. And the first person that gets it right, I'll give you a decent sample of it. Let's see here. Sometimes if the wheels are really bad, I'll use a little rinseless and a little APC, or even even the wheel and tire. If I have a lot of it, okay, because wheel and tire products tend to be very expensive. I don't just throw it in the bucket like I do with rinseless or APC. But if it's crazy bad, I will put in some wheel and tire products. But for the most part, it's usually just rinseless wash. Maybe it's a smidge of APC. So that's here's 3 gallons. 1 more gallon here, and then I'll grab the good stuff. So the reason why I'm going to make this giveaway, I'm going to give out a sample of it, is because I've been trying it lately, and it's slowly becoming one of my favorite rinseless wash right now. It's probably in my top 3 right now. All right, 4 gallons. Hopefully not the citrus. No, not the citrus. All right. And I'll even hide the label. You got to guess what I'm using. So 4 gallons. This stuff is so strong that I'm going to only use 1 ounce for 4 gallons. Okay, so basically 1 to 400 because it's just so strong. Let me know what it is. Who's got the first? Who won it? And those, since I already saw the name there. That is FenLabs V3. Okay, it's very strong. I would not recommend the recommended dilution. I would double that. Like if they say 1 ounce to 2 gallons, I'm saying 1 ounce to 4 gallons. It's very strong stuff. Okay, so we got 1 ounce in 4 gallons in the wheel bucket. Okay, and then I'm going to get the Sunjoe and the keg, and we're going to go fill 2 gallons in each, and we're going to keep it fair and square, and we're going to see which one. Well, we're not going to see we can see visually which one kind of rinses off better, but we're going to ultimately just see, is it capable of washing, quote unquote, 4 wheels or 4 tires? Because at the end of the day, if I have the ability to spray over the car with my rinseless, do 4 tires, do the rinseless wash in just 5 gallons, I mean, that's amazing, right? That's for most people who don't have very hammered or dirty cars. If you have the ability to just pretty much take this anywhere you want and do a full wash, that's super mobile friendly, okay? Like, think about how little products and stuff you need to carry around and the capabilities if you have a customer or a client who just has a very minimal, requirement. This thing is going to amazing. Anyways, so this FenLabs smells amazing. I don't even know what that smell is, but I can smell it from here. It's really strong smell. Oh, and for the tires, we are going to be coming in with a luminous blaze. I do need to read who won that. Can I go read that real quick? I just want to see who won that. Could someone tell me? Let's see. Where are we at? Where's the Fun Labs? Did Ross? Was that Ross? No, enthusiast. Enthusiast, I think. Oh, nope. B. Riley. B. Riley. Anyone before B. Riley? Looks like B. Riley got it. Okay, B. Riley. I'll remember that. I'll take care of you. Okay. I'll send it out tomorrow. Or yeah, it's tomorrow. Yeah, so we're gonna do Blaze. Obviously, as I mentioned, the tires aren't too crazy. So I'm gonna do 1 to 10. Shout out to wheel cleaners that are very good and they're dilutable, okay, and affordable. Shout out to, let's get some better gloves. Let's get some better gloves. All right. Shout out to B. Riley. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure B. Riley got that one. All right. So we're using Fine Labs. 1 ounce, 4 gallons of the wheel bucket. We're going to be putting 2 ounces of, what do you guys want? I think we're just, I didn't think about what we're putting in. Let's just do water, okay? Let's just do water. Let's just keep it simple, okay? Let's just do water. And we're not going to do super hot water. We're just going to do like pretty much room temperature water. Keep it simple, okay? I assume most of you are not going to be using hot water. Obviously, the warmer the temperature, the stronger the cleaning, but we're not doing that right now. We're just capable of flushing out the blaze when we're done doing the tires. That's 4,500. I was talking too much. All right, that's 4,000. First one up. So the keg, the hole in the keg is on the very top. This thing is about, I forgot what Scott Graves sold me the keg for. Let's just say it's about $400, I think. Between $400 to $500. I don't know. I bought it about a year ago. So right off the bat, $400, $70, okay? Big difference. That's a notable difference. Okay, so the difference is a keg is about $500, but maybe it lasts a lot longer, right? So we're going to do 2 gallons. The good thing about the keg sprayer is that they're pretty, so you can get kegs pretty much anywhere. You know, go to like a distillery or places that make beer or wine. A lot of them will have or like soda brand, like soda companies. You can go get your own. You can get your own old used container and make your own keg sprayer. So with the Sunjoe, it's on the side, so it does pour pretty well. I like that it's at an angle, and the hole is big enough that it pours pretty easily. That's 1 gallon. That Fine Labs is so strong. It's stinking up the whole garage. And that was just 1 ounce. It's because I didn't stir it and it's all sitting on the top. It seems pretty clumpy. The Fine Labs solution is so viscous. It's kind of like you really need to stir it up. All right, so we're doing 2 gallons in each, 4 gallons in the wheel bucket. So with the keg, I'm not going to go over it so much, but you got a lid. Okay, put it in sideways, you twist it, keep it upright, and then you lock it. Okay. Now, I wanted to mention my air compressor really quickly because a lot of people love showing off their air compressors, and I don't see people have this air compressor, and I think it's a really good one. So let's give it a shot and see what it is. So this is called the Silent Eagle. First off, look how small it is, okay? That part does lift up, so you can have it raised if you want. I don't know why you need it. It's 2.5 horsepower. Okay, and it's only 6 gallons, so it's small, super mobile friendly. Come on, camera. It's 6 CFM, 6 CFM at 90, almost 8 CFM at 40, and it's got 2.5 horsepower, and it's crazy quiet. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm going to fill up the keg. Now this is one of the pros and the cons of having a keg sprayer, I guess. You need an air compressor. You could you could get like a Fantech Fantech X9, which I do have, right? You could, if you're super mobile and you're like, oh man, I don't have one of those cool air compressors, what do I do? Well, get yourself a tire air compressor, and instead of taking 30 seconds, might take 3 minutes. If you only have a gallon in here or 2 gallons, this might take, probably about 2 or 3 minutes. I basically have Velcro on the side. Okay, I haven't used one I haven't used. But basically, you got the Velcro, and there's a side that I have, okay, and it just sticks there, okay? That's pretty cool. And then you just take that and put that in, push your little button, and voila. But if you have, like Brant says, if Dan's money's different, we do Dan's money differently, okay? So let's get the air. I temporarily moved it, so it's got 2 valves, so you can do 2 hoses at once. Great if you're mobile, because you might have 2 people working. Hear how quiet this is. You hear how freaking quiet that is? I'm literally talking like this, and you can hear me. And now it's even more quiet because the valve is closed. So while this is filling up, and it's so fast, it just goes like this. It's super. I tell you, it's 6 CFM. 6. Everyone's like, oh, Tornador, I need over 5 CFM. Well, this is 6. Okay, and it's super small. Everyone's like, oh, you need a 30 gallon, you need a 50 gallon. Sure, that helps, but maybe if you're mobile. All right, so we're gonna close the lid here, if I can. There we go. Going to put the battery inside the Joe. Let's get the hoses together here. So I have it faced the wrong way. I'm gonna reverse it. Reverse. I'm gonna get the power cord out here because it don't need to be out here. Temporary. All right. So what you do is let me just bring this all outside. So first, let's fill up the keg. Let me get my little gauge here. Another tool you need, right? Well, you don't have to have this tool, but it helps because then I can set the pressure. My hose is all over the place. All right. All right, so 90, right? So let's set our, I think the air is set to at least, let's bump it up to 100. This max pressure is 125. Everyone's like, bro, you need like 200 PSI. No, you don't. You're not drilling nails into a roof, okay? You're cleaning cars. Your PSI is already like 80 or 90 PSI. 125 max, it's fine. It's perfect. Set it to 90. Anyways, let's fill this up. It's the keg. I have a gauge here, so I can see. It. It's about 20 right now. Now it's coming up to about 40. 40. 50. You see, even with air, it takes a while. This is 2 gallons of just water. 80. Now we're at 80. So we're going to set this to 90 because the Sunjoe does 90. So that's around 90, right? 80, 90, 100. Yeah, this is 90. So we're at 90. That's 90. Okay. And I already don't need it. And it's already filled again. Okay. So this is already filled. Don't even need it. Done. We're done with that. Let me, now that the hose is, I literally just moved this, I moved this over here just for the demonstration. I didn't realize I need to bring the hose over here. Anyways, deal with that later. So we got the Sunjoe. We're gonna put the battery in this mug. It goes upside down. It slides in pretty easily. Let it for a click. The light's up. Lid easily. So I'm gonna go bring this in. I'm gonna go bring it out. And I'm gonna get the keg and I'm gonna get you guys. Oh, and also, some people have spray painted it blue. So I'm thinking, I'm loving blue. Maybe we spray painted it too. All right. So we got the keg at 90. Sunjoe runs around 90 with a peak PSI pressure of 116, they said. All righty. Yay, roll over. Good. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is let's do 1 and 1. So first we'll do the Sunjoe, and then the next wheel we'll do a keg, Sunjoe, and keg. Now let's get our blaze together. So 1 to 10 of blaze. Let's do, since we're doing 4, we're doing let's do a whole liter. So let's pour a liter of water. 500. If you want to be technical, you know, you can do like 400 to 100. Or not, no, that's too much. So we're doing 50, so we're doing 1,000 milliliters, and we're going to be doing, what is it? 10 milliliters. So you could do 900 mils to 100 mils to do 1 to 10, but I don't care. So we're just going to do 100 mils to 1,000. Man, my math is bad today. I'm even questioning 1 to 10. Jesus. Okay. Right now the lid is, I've used this once and it's already kind of drying on me. There we go. Oh, it's just kind of cracked. There we go. So let's pour this. This is Luminous Blaze 1 to 10 in the X foamer. Clear, easy to pour, a little yellowish. Okay. A little under. Let's do. There we go. So it's slightly citrusy yellow, kind of like a Sprite color. Doesn't have a very strong smell. Pours very well. Okay, pours very well. Lock and load, boys, lock and load. So we got 1 liter of the blaze in this mug. And we're going to wash some wheels. And we're not going to wash them like we're doing it like a customer, okay? We're going to basically do the most minimum stuff, and we're going to check the flushing, okay? This is a flushing episode. So chill, guys. Chill if I miss some spots. What am I doing? Yeah. Let's do reverse. Now take your brain out. Look down. Let's see if I can do this right. Oh yeah, look at that. That's sexy, right? Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Where does Clean Car Chris live? Yeah, Florida. You're getting a lot of messages today. Okay, so we're gonna do the Sunjoe first, and we're gonna do with the stock hose. Now I'm not on camera, but I'm putting the hose in the Sunjoe. At first time, I heard the click, which I do right now, and when I turned it on, it sprayed all over me, and I realized I still need to push it in. So there's pretty much 2 clicks. Yeah, now it's really in. So that second click, if you use the Sunjoe, I read half the comments on Amazon. They were like, "Oh, this thing leaks like crazy." I'm going to assume that they pretty much did what I did, and then they didn't continuously push it in, because you definitely hear a good click, like you feel like it's secure, and then it starts squirting all over you. And I'm gonna get a chair. That's what I'm doing, and I'm sipping coffee because that's just what I do. And yeah, so I think that's what a lot of the issue was, is that you got to really make sure it's clicked in. So I'm stirring up the FenLab. All right, so right now we are going to do the Sunjoe sprayer, and I'm going to use the stock sprayer head, which I never used before. So let's give that a shot. Screw this on. I believe it adjusts like this. I'm not 100% sure. Let me turn it on. First off, let me plug it in. The hose is very light. I really like how light the hose is. If you're dealing with like a 30-foot Flexzilla hose, I probably recommend making sure you have some sort of hose reel because that will get really annoying on you fast if you have to deal with a heavy hose. So click. Okay, and now let's turn it on. Hopefully it works. It's building pressure. It built pressure and it's done. So, oh, it's starting to leak on me. It's already leaking. It's already leaking and it's already like surging. So this is the rinse. We're just gonna get the tires wet. This thing is already leaking on me. Okay, so like people mentioned, these things are crap. So what we're gonna do is gonna turn this off. We're gonna clear the line. This thing is already leaking on me. First time I ever used it. I'm gonna purge it. Okay, purge it out. I don't think I'm gonna be using this as a shower if it's already broken. And then we're gonna get the upgraded hose, which I bought for $10 on Amazon. The link is in the description. Click it in. Let's turn it back on. Purged, or it loaded up really easily. I don't see any leaking. It's like a bullet. So let's close it. So this is the fine little mist. You can kind of hear the noise. I'm not gonna waste the water because this is a competition, or this is not really a competition. It's just a capability test. So we got the tires wet. We're coming in with luminous blaze 1 to 10. Foams really well for 1 to 10. Okay. Spend your time on the wheel wells later if you're really cleaning. So first we're gonna do is the tires. So scrub the tires. Again, we're not cleaning to clean. We're just cleaning to demonstrate the flushing capabilities of the two sprayers. So let's assume that this is nice and dirty. Okay. Coming with your wheel face. Right. We got first we use the Thor tire. We got the DIY wheel facing brush. Okay, quick, real fast. Oh wow, that's super quick. Good job, Ivan. That brush is amazing. All right, and then we go do a Geon wheel well brush, really quick. I like the blaze. It's pretty much no smell at all. I like that it dilutes. I like that it pours very well. Okay, not too dirty. Pretty good job. And we got the Fine Lab over here to smash it. So this is the part where we want to see, will this rinse off? So increase it middle. And then third is like, yeah, definitely. Oh, and I forgot. Sorry, Brant. Where's Brant? Didn't I have my sponge? Oh, I have these two tools. I'll show you in a second. But let's just assume Brant is in here. Sorry, Brant. Blah blah blah. Look at that. Okay. I do like how light this hose is. I can actually put this in my little I don't want to move the camera, but pretty much I can put it in here, which is really cool. Okay. That is a plus, a huge plus that I can put this in here. That's really nice. And let's just flush out all the blaze. There we go. Yeah, this is nice. Let's get out of the wells. All right, so that's pretty good. I would say for minimum wheels, that was doable. Now let's come in with the keg sprayer. Come on, there we go. That looks like a good wheel direction. Let's see, actually, let's move it so I'm always out of the way. I'm always in the way, I mean. That looks good. Okay, we got a little X foamer. You got the keg sprayer at 90 PSI. The hose I got is from Harbor Freight for like $20. This, which looks really loose right now, this hose attachment I think is like $20, if I have to recall. I'm making an adjustment. The quality of this hose is a lot nicer than, actually it's about similar to the upgraded hose attachment. So we're gonna first prime. This can be adjusted more. The pressure feels cleaner, but they all did the same job. So we're gonna come in. I get my wheel bucket, which I forgot. Both of these hoses are about 20 feet. All right. So where's my scrubber? There it is. Hopefully you can see me. I'm not blocking. The foaming is pretty decent. It does a lot better if you make it a little bit stronger. This is their weakest solution. So 1 to 10 is doing a pretty good job. And then for this episode, I don't have another wheel facing brush. I was going to mix it up, but let's just assume this is a different wheel facing brush. But they're both really good. Ivan's brush is nice. I like it a lot, so I'm using it. Blaze's, these wheels aren't perfectly clean. I definitely see some dirt. I'm just not doing that test right now. I'm just checking out the flushing capabilities. And then we'll hit it with a little bit of Sponge Guru. Okay. Getting right in those real tight areas. It actually does a really good job of getting those areas. Yeah, this is really, really a good tool. This tool makes me want to actually clean right now. I gotta focus. They're really nice. And you just like a little fine lab, pretty much clean. And if you wipe it, it's even better. So anyways, really good Sponge Guru. Very light, very easy to release dirt. Probably my favorite wheel tool of 2026 right now is the Sponge Guru. So shout out to Sponge Guru. Right now we're gonna rinse this off with the keg. We have 2 gallons in the keg, so hopefully it'll last 2 wheels. Now the keg can only hold about 3 or 4 gallons, and the Sunjoe can hold 5.3. So the keg is already at a disadvantage. How does that look, guys? Looking nice and perte. Sponge Guru, guys. Sponge Guru. So far, so good. We're doing pretty good, guys. I'm liking the keg, but keep in mind the keg is in the $400 range, and the other one's about $80. So we got to consider capabilities and price, okay? Is it really worth 6 times the price? That's the question to me. I'm not doing a durability test right now. We're just doing a capability test. Okay, I don't know if this will last 500 washes like a keg, or if it's going to last 50 washes, but at least it's capable of doing the wash, if that makes sense. If I like this Sunjoe, which I do, right, and I'm going to be using it a lot now, which I will, let's see how long it lasts. I'm already knocking off some points because the sprayer head broke the first time I've even used it, so that's not good. Okay, this wheel is actually kind of dirty. Let me see if I can show you. This wheel is actually pretty dirty. Let me zoom out. Grab it. If you are a professional, absolutely get a keg. If you're an enthusiast and you also like to camp and you want some sort of portable rinse system, maybe you have kids, maybe you have a bunch of dogs, maybe you go to the beach a lot, maybe you go to the trails and it's really muddy and you just want some sort of, just a portable rinse kit that allows you to kind of just rinse off the kids' shoes or your dog's paws, stuff like that. I think the Sunjoe is going to be really, really nice for you. If you're a professional and you need consistency and you need a tool that's going to last, the keg all day. So now that we got that, we are going to wheel the Sunjoe over here. And we are going to rinse with so the first wheel we did was Sunjoe. Second wheel we did was the keg. We're doing the Sunjoe again. It hasn't surged, so that means it's holding the pressure very well. I do like this attachment. I haven't touched this much, but basically I just you just shave. So mist, medium, and then jet. So let's just for the sake of testing, let's not try that. Let's just dry it, get it wet. Okay. Blah blah blah. So I'm always forgetting what to do. So yeah, here we go. Tires. Oh, foamer. X foamer, Blaze 1 to 10. Blaze 1 to 10 in the X foamer. This wheel is actually fairly dirty. I don't know if you saw, but there was definitely some spots where I missed around the wells. But we're not cleaning. We're just kind of, for the 5th time, we're just demonstrating the flushing capabilities. It seems like it flushes pretty well. When we're done with these 4 wheels, I'm going to bring out some active foam, and I'm going to put it in the foam cannon, and I'm going to see if they rinse off the hood of the car very well. So, tire scrubber, wheel facing brush. Now, this one I might spend 30 seconds longer because it was kind of dirty and it kind of annoyed me. So let's just actually kind of get it. I love Blaze. If you haven't checked out Aluminum Blaze, this stuff is very indoor friendly. It's not smelly at all. And it's, I need to get better cameras, but right now it's so satisfying to see the dirt being released so effortlessly. I really enjoy that a lot. Okay. And then this time we did the Sponge Guru. We got the Yum Woolies, okay? So this is the Yum Woolies, the medium size. I like the medium size because it's just right for my wheel wells. The big one's a little too thick. The big one is too heavy for me. I don't like how heavy it feels. I don't like how it dries out. It took like 2 days to dry out. Yeah, these definitely very smooth. And it just barely fits past my brakes. Yeah, and it's too tight here, okay? So that's the Sponge Guru, like, fits perfectly, okay? So even the medium is too tight for just pretty much one part of the wheel. The rest of the wheel is good, okay? And the fact that it's black, I don't know how dirty it is, okay? So, it's not my favorite. All right, so blah, 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 and then we're gonna rinse off with the Sunjoe. Rinses off pretty well. The wheel wells, or the wheel fenders, or whatever that is, that's going to take like probably 2 gallons in itself. So let's assume, oh, and Brant, I'm sorry, Brant, if you're in here, I always forget, Brant. There we go. That's for you. 512. All right, flush it out. We're just using water in the Sunjoe. So we did 2 wheels, 90 PSI. We got the professional grade keg. Okay. Shout out to Scott Graves. We have 2 gallons. I'm now, the way I saw the Sunjoe, that we will be able to do 4 wheels very easily with either device. They both flush very well. Okay, let's finish this off, boys. And tell Greg to get his butt in here if he wants to chat. Okay, we got FenLab 1 ounce to 4 gallons. Oh, forgot Blaze. It's foaming even with the FenLab. That's cool. Well, there is a little bit of Blaze in the bucket too, because we've been rinsing in the bucket. So this is Luminous Blaze 1 to 10. And we did 1 liter. Looks like we have probably 0.75 liters left. So most likely I probably could have just gotten away with half and half, unless I'm doing like something like this, right? If you're doing stuff like this, you might use a liter, okay? So let's assume you're doing the full wheels. Luminous Blaze is in my top favorite wheel and tire cleaners right now. That being said, I just ordered 5 liters of Maniac wheel and tire, and I'm going to try the Maniac eventually when it comes in. Shout out to Thor for selling it. Also, I have promo codes now. I have affiliate links. So if you're buying stuff on Thor and there's not some awesome deals, which there usually is, feel free to use my promo code, which is Diamond10. Diamond10. I got Diamond10 for DIY. I got House of Rags. I have it for Carzilla. I have it for a new brand, which I will talk about that later. And yeah. Oh yeah, this Blaze is just this was, if you guys watched my live stream last Friday, this was the one wheel that I did not clean. And man, This stuff is just effortlessly rinsing away. Super easy. And the FenLab smells so pleasant right now. I'm super happy I used it. So this is the last wheel, so let's have some fun. Sponge Guru. So Sponge Guru and the Sunjoe are my two favorite tools currently in 2026. Like, look at that, guys. Super nice. Sponge Guru. Hopefully the House of Rags sells Sponge Guru. If not, I bought this off of Ryan from Fine Detailing. He's got his own shop as well. Okay. Little Dunkarooski. A slight agitation to the walls. Oh, a little dirt there. Let's rub that side. Pretty good. Okay. And let's rinse it off finally with the keg. And let's get to the spray and rinse segment. So that's really dirty. That wheel was actually very dirty. So keg, coming with the keg. Oh, and I didn't do any of that, but I don't have tools to scrub that right now. So let's come in, rinse that out. We're just flushing out with water. Okay, there we go. Increase the nice thing about the keg, it's a little bit more precisioned, right? Like a professional. Sorry, Brant, I didn't do the lug nuts. I'll never do the lug nuts unless I think of you. And that's pretty good. So blah, 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 plenty of stuff. Nice and heavy. There's probably 1.5 gallons left. So we probably used about let's say about a half a gallon for each. So realistically, if you're washing 4 wheels, you would do probably 2 gallons for 4 tires, which is really nice. All right, this will be a fun part. So right now I'm gonna go get some active foam. I'm gonna do 1 ounce, 500 milliliters. I'm gonna get my Griot's Boss Cannon. Make sure the metering tips are not connected. And you know what? Since you guys haven't seen my lovely face in a while, why don't you guys follow me and have fun while I'm doing the measurements, right? You guys like that stuff. So let's connect the brain. Give him his lobotomy. I lobotomized it, but he's back, guys. Is KCX in the house, or are you just saying that because I'm using active foam? I haven't looked at the chat in a while. What's up, Mondo? Mondo, you sent me emails. You want to try some stuff. I'm down. Send me the follow-up email. I think you want to try this and a couple others. Okay. Cleaned. The Sunjoe is still on and pressurized. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill 500 mils. I think 500 mils is enough for the demonstration. We're just going to be spraying the hood and rinsing it a few times. I'm going to try the Sunjoe. All right, so that's the 500 marker. You can kind of see the marker because it's really hard to see. Anyways, 500 milliliters. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? We're just doing 1 ounce to 500 mils. So it's basically 1 to 15 of the active foam. So 1 ounce. A lot of people have seen active foam. A nice dark amber, pours very well. And very nice fragrance. Very strong, too. If you're not a fan of strong fragrances, probably not going to want to try active foam, but they do have a fragrance-free one called Auto Shampoo. Give that a shot, and it's also a lot cheaper. So that's what it looks like, a nice tea-colored. All right, so let's, and I need the top part to it. Let's see. I think it's, where is it? Where is that bad boy? Bear with me, I need to find something for a second. You gonna follow me? All right, follow me. This way. You gotta find the top of my foam can. There it is. It was hiding. You know, even though when you're organized, things can still slip away from you, right? So we're using the Boss Cannon. We're making sure there's no metering tips on it. How's everybody doing? Let me take a quick break, right? How was the tires, guys? Was that pretty good? Do you think were you impressed with how easy it is to rinse off 4 tires? I was pretty impressed. You know, when I was doing that like 30 seconds, like let's see how much water was left, and I checked the tank, it's like we used nothing. I feel like I could shower 2 people with the amount of water there. You know, because when you're showering in the campsite, you're not like at home showering where you're like just standing there and blah blah blah. This is like, you know, you just need to rinse off, you know, a little lather and a little rinse, right? So I think you could probably shower 2 people with this mug. Let me just get to where. Let me just read the chat really fast. Go to lives. Oh yeah, and smash that like, guys. And B Riley, I will send you your. But B Riley, do you have Fen Labs already? I'm not sure. Do you want some? And if not, do you just want something else? I'll just send you something else. So we're gonna get the pressure washer together. Do a quick rinse demonstration. So first things first, connect pressure washer. I should have done this, but it's okay. You guys like seeing pressure washers get connected, right? Alrighty, so that's nice and snug. Alrighty. So what we're going to do next, now we're going to foam onto the hood of the car with active foam, 1 ounce to 500 milliliters in the foam cannon. And we are going to see how well it rinses off with the keg or how well it rinses off with the Sunjoe. And I'm also going to use the Sunjoe's upgraded hose attachment to see if that helps at all. I used it once and it did feel like the output is a little bit stronger. So let's see if it actually makes a difference. Okay, so we got our hose untangled. I also fixed my pressure washer gun, so now we shouldn't be having any issues. It was bleeding a little bit. So first what you do is you turn on the water, purge out the air. Looks good. I hear some air. All right, now we're good. Okay, and then turn this on. Good. Okay, we're good. We golden, boys. Now let's get it. Let's get it. And Greg, is Greg in the house? I haven't read the message yet. Hope Greg is in here. All right. Flip this mug. Turn on. All right. So what we're going to do is, yeah, I think that's good. We're going to foam on active foam, and we're going to first rinse off with the Sunjoe with the OM, I guess, the original hose with the upgraded sprayer head because their sprayer head is straight asshole or straight ass, I guess, booty cheeks. Okay, so we're going to come in with the griots. This is 1 ounce. This is 1 to 15. Okay, so it foams really well. Foams really well, almost even on the too thick. I'd probably even dial it back because for a pre-wash, you kind of want a little runnier foam. But that did a pretty good job. So now come in with the Sunjoe, which is really nice because I have this 20-foot hose. It's very light. It's easy to maneuver and manage. If I can get it untangled here. Go like this. Hose management, guys, very important. All right. Okay, so we got the upgraded nozzle attachment. What's up, Nate? Gotta twist it a little bit. There we go. So I'd say the rinse off is okay. Doesn't really have that pressure. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there we get that little rinse off pressure. Keep in mind, I haven't added any water to the keg from the 2 gallons. This is somewhat ceramic coated. You can kind of see the beading on it. My fingers are already kind of tired from this. I wonder if it can lock. Oh yeah, there's a lock on it. Wow, nice. So there is a lock. All right, so that just earned even more points. The rinse off is decent. It's a little slow, but it works. It's rinsing. Definitely works. And I definitely still have enough to rinse this off. Getting there. How much water do I still have? Doing pretty good job. The Sunjoe. Oh yeah, I can't see inside the Sunjoe. It would be nice if I could see inside the Sunjoe a little bit more, but I can't see inside the keg at all, other than just me lifting it up. So that's about it. That is about it. Rinsed off. And having this lock was so helpful because my hand was already getting tired. And I have a little bit of extra stuff here. So that is, oh, it just ran out. Just ran out. It just ran out. So I'd say perfect timing. And you can hear it kind of sputtering here. So let's turn it off so the engine doesn't blow. So we'll turn it off. So that was pretty good. That was a pretty good demonstration. Now let's do that again, and we'll use the keg sprayer. How was that? That was actually pretty good. It literally just got by. All right, so we're gonna do that again. Active foam, 1 to 15. Griot's Boss Cannon. You can see the line where the test is, right? You can see it so obviously right here. Wonder if you can see that. That's pretty obvious, right? That's oh God, where are you going? I didn't tell you to do that. Buddy, you gotta listen. That's a pretty good demonstration line there. All right, what's up, Greg? I just saw your comment. Yeah, this is a pretty nice line. You know what? Because it's so nice, I'm just going to get distracted and just show it a little bit closer. Yeah, the beads were dancing when I was rinsing it off. All right, let's get back to foaming it on. But yeah, that's a pretty good line right there. That's a pretty good line. What's up, Chelsea? How are you doing? I see you enough now that I'm pronouncing your name right. Isn't that great? All right, we're good, right? Fireball coatings, how are they holding up? Well, that's the one on the right. If you see it, that's Fireballs on the right, Luminous on the left. They weren't 100% properly prepped, but they're doing a very good job. You know, garage kept, so you know, I'm not living in like Arizona, 120 degrees, direct sunlight. It's pretty much in the garage, except for like the hour or two that I'm out doing stuff. So I think let me do a little bit of the windows because I think I did the windows for the Sunjoe. I didn't think I went too crazy, right? I'd have to look back. Anyways, it's comfortable. It's confident enough that it can rinse off. So here, a little too much overspray. Yeah, you definitely need the more pressurized. There we go. The rinse off feels the same. I almost feel like the Sunjoe is putting out a little bit faster rinsing pressure. I'd say the Sunjoe is a little bit better. Does this lock? This should lock. Yeah, this locks too. Okay. All right, so they both lock. So I'll give them equal points for that. I never used the lock before because I don't use it like this. But this is really nice to have if you're like rinse off is really good too. You see how it's just kind of now it's very hard to kind of get these smaller sides. I don't know if the Sunjoe maybe I put too much shampoo this time. You can kind of see that secondary surfactant layer here kind of grip into the paint and it rinses it off still really good. I feel like the Sunjoe is doing a better job getting this off quicker. I feel like I might be running out soon. Just my feeling. I don't feel it in the hose. I just kind of feel like I'm using a lot of water. Yeah, Sunjoe right now comfortably spraying it off better. They're both doing the job, but it feels like I need to spend more. Maybe the pressure's not as strong. Maybe it's the pressure. Still feels pretty good. We only have 2 gallons. We're getting, you know, a third of the car rinsed, washed off. Still have water. Yeah, this is not rinsing off as easy as the Sunjoe. I give the Sunjoe a solid 6 or 7 for rinse off, comparing to like a pressure washer or like a hose. And this is like a 3. I'd say this, and now I have enough. So we're done. Let's get the final spots, like the wipers, any of the extra areas. So I feel like I still have more water. Feel like this one isn't using as much water as fast because I'm still going here. Then again, I did waste it for like 30 seconds on the wheel. So that does make sense. I have more water here. So yes, both of them confidently can rinse off a car. I'm still going. Oh, still got some soap here. It's not as strong as the Sunjoe. It's noticeably not as good as the Sunjoe, at least for rinsing off a car. A lot of the soap was getting stuck in the crevices with the keg that it was, and now it's finally out. Finally out. Okay, so this is empty. This is empty, right? Just air. Okay, so let's turn that off. We'll clear it. I'll just clear this later. Whatever, I'll clear it now. I don't like having things holding pressure if it's not necessary. I'm just a fan of releasing pressure, okay, if it's not necessary. It's just a thing. Okay, so it's depressurized. All right. Okay. Now let's count the messages that I've missed, like 12,000. How was that, guys? How was everything? Do you guys like that? I'm gonna guys put you guys in here, keep you all nice and safe while I put everything away really quick. So from what oh shit, I forgot to do the upgraded hose. Let me get 1 gallon in the Sunjoe real quick. I'll just put this here and you just follow me. I'm almost done. I'm almost done, Armor. I messed up a little bit. I'm gonna do the upgraded 1/4-inch hose. So I'm gonna pour just 1 gallon. We're not gonna test how long this will last. We're just gonna see if it rinses. It clearly rinsed with 2 gallons, so 1 gallon should be fine. All right, so we're gonna do 1 gallon. Okay, 1 gallon is a 5 liter. It's a 5 liter container here. So the cool thing about this is, if it's empty, or I guess if it's off, it has no pressure. So just purge your hose, and that's all good. If you have the keg, you saw me. I had to purge the air. Now keep in mind, if you're not a professional and you wash your car once a week, once a month, 3 times a year, I hear some noise. Don't spend $500 on a keg. If you're washing 5 cars a day, yeah, get a keg. Definitely get a keg. So we got one gallon in the Sunjoe. I will upgrade the. So the pros and cons of this upgraded hose. It outputs a little bit more, and it's a little bit more durable, but it's heavier. It's heavier, and also if you notice here, when I have the hose clicked in, it because it's so. Oh, where are you? Sorry. Where did you go, buddy? Where'd you go? Follow me. The hose being so light and flexy, I can bend it very easily. With the upgraded hose, you need like a little bit of extra room. You might even want a flat surface because it's not very friendly. So let's put this hose. Let's just temporarily pretend that that's a table, and let's get the upgraded hose. This is 30 feet. 30 feet is probably just the right length. I would recommend having this on a hose reel. Let's say in a perfect world, you have your Sunjoe on the bottom, you have a fixed fans hose reel bolted on the bottom, and you have this in your reel. So then you can just kind of pull out the hose, spray, and then just kind of like pull it back, and maybe a Cox reel so you can kind of like just yank it and it'll just kind of go back in. That's usually a better idea. And then let's see here. So the initial issue is it's pretty sturdy right here. because it's so sturdy, it doesn't really like want to bend as well, but let's give it a shot. So you put it in, you hear the click, but you need to really click it. There you go. Now it's clicked. Twist it to lock. Okay. And make sure this is plugged in with the upgraded hose attachment. Twist to lock. And let's add the pressure. Let's test it. Working. Yeah. Nice. Good stuff. I just sprayed some people. All right. Anyways, do a little active farm real quick. If you notice, my pressure washer hasn't been surging. So that's wonderful. That means I fixed this thing. Oh, it's also off. Oh. All right. So, as mentioned, 15-to-1 active foam in the Griot's Boss foam cannon. Because I'm lazy, you guys can watch me foam this time. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I'm just gonna do it like we know it's capable of rinsing off. I just want to feel if it's a little bit better at rinsing off. The Sunjoe already did a better job at rinsing off than the keg, but I want to see if the Sunjoe can do a better job versus the Sunjoe. Sunjoe versus upgraded hose Sunjoe. So we got the upgraded hose here. It's pretty stiff. It feels a lot more professional. The tangling is a little, there we go. I heard it surge a little bit. Okay. What is in here? Feels very watery right now. Look at this. It's like, there we go. There we go. It's like a little microfilm. I almost felt like I put some solution in the Sunjoe, but I didn't. So I was wondering, I was like, is that Fine Lab or something? Look at this. Let me lock this so you just push it. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I like this lock a lot. The rinse off, does it feel better than the other hose? Slightly, like 5%, a little bit better. I think it's just because the hose like orifice, like the hole is a little bit bigger, so you can kind of put out a little bit more water. So I would say if the original hose is like a 6 out of 10 and the keg is a 3 out of 10, this is probably like a 7. It's probably like a 7 out of 10. I only have 1 gallon in the bucket, and this thing can hold 3.5 gallons. So I could say you could definitely foam on a car. You don't need the foam cannon. You could probably just get some sort of, some sort of electric foamer. I also want to make a video now that I'm thinking about it. It's not that I haven't thought about it, but while I'm thinking about it, yeah, that's pretty much it. While I'm thinking about it, I want to make a video called The Most Basic Car Wash Tools. Pretty much like, what can you get by with, and it's out. And it's like surging on me here. Let me turn it off. This is one issue. So if it's empty, you have to go run over here and turn it off because you don't want your motor to run dry. That's pretty it. It looked like I just had, again, just like the other one, I just had enough to kind of do, a third of the car. Now, did it feel like it rinsed off better? Like 5% more, a little bit more. Let me just lower the pressure. Yeah, let's blow that pressure out. Unlock. Purge it. Purge that. Unlock, pull it out. Pretty easy to pop out. Okay. And you are getting tangled in here. There you go. So that's pretty good. I would say if you're not going to use this very often, or I would say mostly, the biggest importance is if you don't have a hose reel, this might get annoying. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty bulky. It might be a bit overkill for most people. If you're not doing something like this every day, let me just purge this. Let me get all the water out. Hopefully you guys can see me purging my lines. Okay. I need to get a hose reel one day. I'm moving in a couple of months. So when I move and I get a new place, I will start having reels on the wall. But right now, we're doing with what we got. Right now, that's pretty good. Okay, it's pretty simple. You got your hose put away. And that is all she wrote, boys. All right. Okay, then I'll finalize that later. It's good enough for now. So this hose is fairly bulky. This hose is fairly light. The pros is that I like that it's very light. It's very easy to maneuver. It fits its own little basket. The cons is that it's hard to find. I don't think you can find a replacement for this. So if it breaks, you're like, uh-oh, what do I do? This thing, you could just buy another one pretty easily, and most people, you can just go get the parts. So there's pros and cons to both. The cons to the upgraded hose is that this up hose was like $40 plus the gardenia attachments were like $12 plus the black part before the brass was like another $8 or $9, $12, and then the brass parts were like $12. So this cost almost as much as this. Okay. I'm at that point where you just buy two of these and just not even get this. But like I said, if you have like a hose reel, you have like a whole setup, you use it a lot, this might be pretty fun, especially if like a hose reel, you can kind of just pull it off the wall and do your thing and then yank it and it just goes back. That's nice. I would say probably if you have a situation like that, check this out. But if you're just kind of like an enthusiast or, you might use it for like rinsing off the dog, rinsing off some baby, like you go to the beach and you got like sand everywhere. You just want to do a quick rinse. The Sunjoe with its original hose, but I would highly recommend getting the upgraded nozzle. It seemed like the nozzle that it came with. Go try it. You probably will break. Let's do like an over under. Like, let me know. Let me know in the chat if you own a Sunjoe. Did it break the first time that you used it? Let me know. I'm curious. All right, so we're gonna put our wheel. We're gonna just put this stuff away. I'm gonna start answering some of the chats here. If you have any questions, I didn't read any of them. Please just ask me right now, and I will get to them in a second. Curious what you guys want me to dry the car off real fast with. I'm thinking, what do you guys think? Let me see what the first thing pops up. What do you guys want to dry it with? I'm just going to move this and see what pops up on the screen here. Goat giveaway. Oh, Mondo, that's a good idea. So loser said Diva. Mondo, goat giveaway. So Mondo, that's a good idea. Let's give away the goat. I don't know if you've been following me very closely, but I'm going to be doing a disaster exterior wash with a cool BMW. And I'm thinking for that episode, it could be this weekend. Might be this weekend. It's not official. Could be during this week. Remind me, Mondo. Let's do a giveaway. I already did a giveaway for the chat today. And loser said the Diva. So let's come in with the Diva. And what do you guys want to do as a drawing aid, maybe? What do you guys want to do as a drawing aid? I'm just having fun here, guys. The initial demonstration is over for right now. We used Luminous Blaze and the X Foamer. We had Fine Lab in the wheel bucket. We had 2 gallons in the Sunjoe, 2 gallons in the. Let me use something that I haven't used in a while. Let's do Technician's Choice 582. Tech Choice 582 ceramic detail spray. Oh, we got a bunch for Yum. Let's do Yum then. Let's do Yum. You guys, drying aid, 50-1 hydro save. You're just playing dangerously. I do love a good hydro save. If you guys don't know, so Serrano has a Serrano sauce, right, guys? Everyone knows the Serrano sauce. I invented my own sauce. It's called Thanos, and it is 256-1 hydro save, and 256-1 Infinity. Okay, so we got the Infinity 256-1 and 256-1 hydro save. Hey Conway, what's going on, man? We are just having a little fun here. Okay, so we're coming in with the Yum detail. This is already cut 50-50. I have the straight in there. I just haven't opened it yet. So we're just gonna do. Sprayer head just broke on me and almost went in the drain. Oh boy, that was fun. So sprayer head basically exploded. It's popping off. Yeah, I might have to replace the sprayer head. Yep, that's broke. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, Jesus. That's I haven't even clayed this car yet in months, and it just dries so well on the hood. Oh my goodness. All right, let me go from top to bottom like I normally do. It's just the So I had a fair amount of overspray over here. Yeah, I'm just gonna be quick here. We don't need it perfect. We just want it dry to prevent water spots. I already washed the car yesterday, but you know how it is with the pollen, so it doesn't really matter. It looked just as dirty as it was when I haven't washed it in a week. All right, Diva feels still drying like a beast. Yeah, there's still a little bit of active foam there. Didn't rinse off completely. It's okay. This Diva is doing a really good job. I don't want to go too far because I didn't clean over there yet. Yeah, did a really good job. Not too shabby. Good idea on the yum detail. That dried very well. Yep, excellent. This is the Rinseless Diva V2. Rinseless Diva V2. Excellent. I just got used Infinity and Lightning. I like the smell. Wish it was in a candle set. Yeah, Infinity. No. Well, Infinity's very sweet if I recall, and Lightning is also pretty sweet if I think about it. So we just dried off with yum detail. The sprayer head broke. So I'm gonna come in and throw away the sprayer head. Let me know if this has happened to you, if the sprayer head has popped off. Is this fixable, or do I just toss the head in the trash? Maybe it's too loose. Let's see. Yeah, it just shot across the room again. So let's assume it's broken. Sprayer head broke live, folks. It broke live here. So we're going to soak your rinseless bucket, even though Yum Detailer has no protection. It's always good to hello. It's always good practice to soak your buckets in some sort of rinseless or microfiber or pad cleaning solution to just keep your stuff from drying and curing, and then your towels will be effed. So I'm just gonna throw this sprayer head in the trash. Oh, it smells so good. And I'm gonna get a new sprayer head. One of 10,000 that I have over here. I tend to like to use the specific sprayer heads that the brands supply, even though I might have better sprayer heads, just to kind of keep the demonstrations kind of, fair. Because if I use a sprayer head that's like outputting a lot more or a lot less, it's usually just, I don't know. Okay. Well, let me play a little catch up here and read some of the chat. Let me get the chair. That dried off really well. I'm just gonna. Should I bring the car in? I don't know. I'm not gonna bring the car in. I don't really care. I don't care. All right, so let's read some chats here. Brand, who makes that got sauce? What are you talking about? Got sauce? GOT? Oh yeah, the tech dude. Next time, remind me for the tech choice. I haven't used it in a while, so that'd be nice. Put a presso on it. Yes, Mono. Next time. Brant, did you say I don't get good hot sauce? Do you not know that my wife is Chinese, so we are big fans of chili sauce, okay? Chili oils. That stuff can That stuff hits. I have Detail Co. interior sprayer head that leaks. William, I had a DIY interior clean and protect, and that leaked from day one. It was so annoying. I put a KCX sprayer head on that thing, and it worked so much better. By the way, shout out to KCX sprayer heads and bottles. I know everyone loves Pressol. I have like 5 or 6 Pressol. I'm at the end of the day, I still reach for a KCX bottle. Conway says my favorite 2 drying aids: Luminous Easy Up and Yum Detailer. Third is probably Lightning Diluted 1-to-1. Yeah, I still need to try the Lightning 1-to-1, and I don't have the Easy Up. But Yum Detailer is definitely in my top 3 for sure. Probably my number 1 top right now is probably Quick 2 from Garage Therapy, just because that slickness after that feeling. Oh my goodness, that I just love the feeling of the slickness from Garage Therapy Quick 2, and the smell is excellent too. And it's not bad on the price for a 5 liter. Not really the best deal if you buy the 1 liter. Not really affordable. That is not salsa, bro. Oh, are you talking about salsa? I thought you said hot sauce. Anyways, salsa. Yeah, I don't really have any like salsa places here, but I definitely like a good hot salsa. Keep in mind, my wife is Chinese. I literally I was a little late today because we just had dinner. And yeah, hot. We eat a lot of hot food for sure. Labos bottles are nice. Yes, Greg. So the Labos bottles, which have the same top head as the Yum, but the clear, I really like their bottles. I really like the Labos and Yum bottles, and I like the KCX a lot. I like the Yum GT80S sprayer heads the most right now for 60-ounce bottles. Yes, exactly. The Yum GT and the ADS, the output is really good for the size. I think something even larger. I would have to double check, but I think the KCX sprayer heads output a little bit more. And then that Griot's sprayer head that came with the R2U Citrus, that was a pretty big sprayer head. That one was putting out some outputs. I was pretty much using like 5 or 6 spritz, and I could able to get the whole wheels pretty easily. So not all sprayer heads are treated equally, and not all products do want so much product, right? Some of these like spray sealants, right? They give you a tiny little misting sprayer head for a reason. They're pretty much trying to tell you politely, like, listen, we've given you this a low output because you don't need very much. I'm tired of my towels clogging with drying aids. Yeah, Mondo, search start. You saw how fast, as soon as I was done with it, even with a non-protectant drying aid, just get in the habit of having a bucket ready. Since I have gallons of Nemesis, I tend to use Nemesis for my rinse bucket. I have gallons of stuff. So, yeah, and Fine Labs is becoming one of my favorite rinselesses right now. I got ADHD onto the oil analysis video. I don't know what that means, B. Riley. Luminous Easy Up is slicker than Garage Therapy. Yeah, I haven't really noticed it being super slick, Garage Therapy. It's just, if you're talking about slickness when you're wiping it, I don't feel like it's super slick. It's just, 20, 30 minutes later when you're just touching the paint, it just feels like it feels very like silky. It feels silkier than almost like a ceramics detail, right? I don't know how to explain that. But I need to start getting more used to dialing in the slickness. Maybe I should have some sort of pull meter where I can kind of pull with a weight and kind of get like a more defined. Oh, by the way, Conway, since you're in here, I ended up getting this bad boy, right? We got this. We'll give it a shot. I've used it a few times. Let's give it a shot on the gloss on the hood right now. I don't want to disturb anyone's. This is not an accurate test. We're just testing it out, okay? So don't shoot the messenger. Let's just have some fun. Now that I'm kind of like, so we have a gloss meter, okay? Turn it on. Okay, it's calibrated in the base. That's the calibration. Let me see if I can do this here. All right, so 86, 94, and 100. It's 3 contact angles. 79, 94, 90. Can you see where I'm at? Can you see me over here? Yeah. 88, 95, and 100. By the way, I tested this earlier yesterday when it was dirty and it was in the like 70s and 60s. 93, 95, 98. That hasn't been coated. Eventually, we're gonna do a little bit more definitive tests. I have test panels, so we'll polish the panels and then we'll apply things. 26, 99, and 96. Interesting. And then let's do the door. 499. Not bad. And we'll try this. Let's just try this side right here. This is the part I have not washed the car. 67, 96, 97. 31, 94, 96. 4, 99, and 8. So I must have done something wrong with that one. Anyways, we'll try this out a little bit more. It's pretty cool. Pretty simple to use. I have a lot more testing with this because I've only used it like 2 times. I want to be more, confident with the tool before I really start using it. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay. Let's reverse it. Put the brain back in. B. Riley is always a hater. We all know that. So, what do you guys think about the gloss meter? It looked like it was in the mid 90s. I even saw 100 on one of them. Where are we? Let's see here. Everyone can see me now. Okay. Yes, the test the gloss at sunset. Oh, my point was we have one, and we're giving away 2 gloss meters to the lucky winners of, if you work for Amazon and you work returns, just scan one of these and just put it. Pretty much means I'm not giving it away. Sorry. Infinity is in a different arena from Amplify. B. Riley loves Amplify. Amplify will streak even on their own coating. Interesting. I have Amplify and I haven't noticed it streaking, but I kind of do it as a dry application. Infinity is stout AF. I haven't tried their V2. Does anyone have V2 Infinity? ADS Amplify Infinity is amazing as well. I think Infinity is probably one of the best ceramic sealants available. Conway said, did you get the one that got 20 degree, 40, and 60? You bet. It's $500. I got the good one. Did you see any of the readings just now, Conway? I didn't like it before. I didn't like the company. Let's see. I didn't get streaking. Loser said I didn't get streaking, but I use it on white paint. Thanks. AK says, you read my mind. Brandt says, I wonder if lightning will streak. Yeah, Brandt, I know sun, and I thought lightning was amazing. Sorry. Unpopular opinion, Kane says, I think anyone who spends $15 to $20 for a 16-ounce / 500 ml bottle of detail spray drying aid is insane. Spray sealant is a different story. Yeah, Kane, I would say I agree with you, but I think because there's so many, people want to try stuff, right? So I don't really discourage people from trying things. But yes, if let's say you like something, just go get the larger quantity and keep that bottle for refills. But yeah, as you see my closet, I have a lot of smaller stuff because who knows? I don't want to buy a gallon of something and it's trash, right? But yeah, for the most part, and also DIY with Kane. Not everyone cleans all the time, right? That one bottle could last maybe a whole season potentially. So it really depends. But assuming if you're cleaning a lot, or let's just say you're cleaning one car every day, yeah, half a mil is going to go like within a week for sure. I haven't gotten lightning to streak. Conway says gloss units really only matter to ultra high car show stuff for judging the highest gloss. Your eyes don't know anything higher than 80. Yeah, so I agree. I think visually it will be hard for me to pretty much convey the gloss other than just me showing the car and say, "Oh, look, it's shiny." So for me, I would love to convey a more accurate description, and that's why I'm using the gloss meter. It's not because I'm using it for show cars. I'm not using it for competition. I just would like the audience to have some sort of basis, if that makes sense, right? So I'm going to be using it to to more exactly what I've just said, right? I want to convey a more clear demonstration of gloss. Just like you said, it's pretty much impossible for us to notice it. So if I can have some sort of machine that can kind of distinguish, to me, I think that is pretty cool. This wheel bucket smells so good still. Fine Labs, only 1 ounce to 4 gallons. It's been smelling this whole time. It smells super good. I really like it. It's not like fruity. It's not cologne-y. It's not like really can't distinguish the smell. It's really good. Greg says, call me insane, Adam. Yeah. Kane, don't go Polish Angels. Yeah, Polish Angel site is like 250 mils, 200 mils, really small stuff. Same with Brandt. Same with Swiss Vax. Their detail spray is like $60 for 200 mils. It's ridiculous. Oh, and believe me, I want to try their stuff, but when it's that expensive, I don't even want to try it. I don't even want to try it. AK says, I've had issues with lightning streaking on me, but no issues with Infinity. I don't get it. Cause more often than not, it's the other way around. Yeah, I really don't understand why lightning has issues like that. All all of us seem to have the same conclusion, and I don't understand it. But I do like mixing the perfect storm, right? We do all like perfect storm. I want some Polish Angel blue now that you showed it. Why is my audio going to shit right now? Let me see if I can. I don't want to restart it. Hopefully it clears up. Looks like it's starting to clear up a little bit. And it looks like my Dan Diamond sign is just still too bright that you can't even see it. I think it came with a remote. I don't think it can get any lower than that. Oh, there we go. Wonder if that's better. Let's see. I lowered the brightness. I wonder if that made a difference. Let's see. I'm gonna look at the screen. Oh, a little bit, a little bit. Yeah, it looked like a little different. Dan, move some money over to the internet account. Yeah, I know the internet is. I don't understand why the internet is so bad sometimes. Yeah, it's like I don't know. Anyways, so let's just do a quick conclusion of what we did. Okay, so we demonstrated the Sunjoe, 5.3 gallons. It gives you a standard 2 amp hour, pretty much like drill battery. They sell larger ones, up to 7 amp hours. Very easy to kind of quickly charge, swap them out if you're using them a lot. I used it. We used 2 gallons plus 1 gallon tonight. We only used 3 gallons. I haven't even charged this after 3 washes. Let's see how much is still in there. Squeeze this to pull it out. Very easy to pull out. Still 3 bars. Okay, so it's a workhorse. I'm pretty confident that if the stock sprayer head didn't shit the bed in the first 2 seconds of just pressurizing it, which I should send Sunjoe a video of how bad this thing is. This is so bad. This is a 0 out of 10. So bad that I can't even try the shower attachment. I would have loved to try this shower attachment. I would have loved to show you some Serrano content. If you know, you know. Okay. Basically showed a nipple. But anyways, I can't shower. The sprayer head is crap. I guess I'm gonna have to use the upgraded hose attachment, which is right here. So we use the upgraded hose attachment. It's about $11, $10 or $11. It's currently on sale right now on Amazon. I prefer the standard hose that came with the Sunjoe. The only issue is right now I can't find a replacement for this. I can't just go to the Sunjoe website and buy 3 of these hoses, right? In case this breaks, I can't just go to the drawer and get another one. So that's a big con. You're kind of like stuck with what you have. The pros to having the upgraded hose is that if this breaks or fails, you You can find this very easily. These parts are very easy. You can stock many of them in case they break. The cons to the upgraded hose is that if you do the math, this with the attachments cost as much as the entire Sunjoe. So yeah, I might as well just buy two Sunjoes. The pros, if you have a reel, like a hose reel, this thing is probably really nice. You can kind of just roll it up in your Cox reel and just in a perfect mind, this Sunjoe is on the bottom of my cart and I have a hose reel down there, and then I just have it hooked up pretty much all the time. And I pretty much just pull it out when I need it, crank it, pull it back into the reel, and then every so often I will fill this up and keep it charged. That would be like a semi-permanent wash cart. I think that would be a really cool setup, but because I don't have that, I would prefer the stock hose that it came with, okay? But definitely upgrade the sprayer head. This sprayer head is just straight ass, okay? And what we did is we demonstrated the rinse capabilities with the wheels. We had 4 gallons of water in the wheel bucket. We had Fen Labs, only 1 ounce for 4 gallons. I still smell it from here. It's excellent. Fine Lab. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's quickly becoming my favorite rinseless wash. This one is battling with Yum right now. So, yeah. Why? The smell, the cleaning power, how concentrated it is. I don't know the price on the hand. But yeah, this thing is a monster. We used the Sponge Guru. We used Yum's Wheel Woolies. I like how it fits. It fits pretty well in this hole here. Same with the Sponge Guru. So I like both of those. We used the DIY wheel facing brush. We used the Geon wheel well brush. And we came in with the Thor, the House of Rags tire scrubber. Okay. Then we used 2 gallons in the Sunjoe, 2 gallons in the keg. We set the keg at 90 psi because this rating is pretty much rated for 90 with a max psi of 116. So we try to pretty much keep it somewhat even. 2 gallons, 2 gallons. Shoot him a message really fast here on my computer because I have the beauty of iPhone. I am in the middle of a live. All right, so I sent him a quick text message there. Shout out to Apple for letting me text message with my laptop. So yeah, where was I? So we did 2 gallons in the keg, 2 gallons in the Sunjoe. We did 2 wheels for each to kind of like demonstrate if they can kind of do with 4 gallons. They confidently rinsed off mildly dirty wheels very easily. Let's back it up really quickly. We came in. What we did to clean the wheels, we used the X foamer, and we have luminous blaze in here, 1 to 10. Looks like I still have. I did 1 liter and I did 100 milliliters. Okay, and it's telling me it's just under the 1 liter mark. So let's say we used 0.2 liters. Okay, 0.2, 200 milliliters, and we cleaned off 4 wheels. Now we didn't do the wheel carriage, the undercarriage or whatever they call it, the between the wheels in the car, and we didn't go too extensively. So realistically, if the car was like hammered, probably would have used instead of 0.2, we probably used like 0.8. We probably would have done like 0.8. Okay, maybe the whole liter, but for what you did, what we saw, I barely used any blaze, so that's really nice. Really nice, pleasant smell, like 9 out of 10 for pretty much having no smell, 7 or 8 out of 10 for cleaning capabilities, even at 1 to 10. And the X foamer, if you know about it, it's not the most perfect way to kind of foam. I could have used like the IK Alka, 12 liter, and use the air compressor, and I would have gotten a lot better results. But for being super mobile, right? Like imagine you're like at a client's place and you don't have air, you don't have electricity, you don't have water. You could literally go to the client, spray the wheels, spray the car, clean the wheels, rinse off, and you're done. All you have is these two items, right? And your wheel tools and your towels and whatnot, right? Literally the most minimal wash ever. This is, to me, that's awesome, okay? To being able to drive somewhere and wash a car like mine, right? Mobily, to be able to just, to me, that excites me. I don't know about you. Said, hey, Dan, I might be able to do tonight, but early morning instead. I have my tow rig ready. Let's do it tomorrow at 7. All right, so this guy is going to be dropping off his BMW tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. And I don't know if you've seen the photos, but this car has been sitting outside. You see the trees out there, right? You see all those trees? You see that forest that I live in? Imagine a car sitting outside in this forest every day. It hasn't moved an inch in over like 2 years. Okay, this car is going to be so filthy. But guess what, guys? Dan came prepared, and we're going to be trying some stuff this weekend. Let's see what we got. So my theory is, for pre-washing a super hammered car, let me zoom out a little bit. Here we go. So we have options. A lot of car detailings love to do some sort of citrus, either just foam on the lowers, and then they come in with a high alkaline wash. Most of them, I don't have all the tools, but let's just break down what I have. So for Quiver, we have the Pineapple All, which is their APC, all right, like a citrus APC, and we have their Brake, which is their wheel and tire cleaner. This will be pretty much his nuke. I haven't talked to Josh specifically, but a lot of other brands, if they don't have a very high alkaline pre-wash, a lot of them will just recommend their wheel and tire cleaner in the foamer. But personally, I haven't gotten the go-ahead with Josh, so I might hold off on it. I'm going to try to get a hold of Josh, if you guys know, but I'm thinking citrus pre-wash for Quiver. Now for Yum has some options here. Everyone loves Yum Citrus, so I'm thinking Yum Citrus straight and either Yum Foam, or as Nick told me, the nuclear codes would foam, wheel foam. So citrus and wheel foam. That could be a great combination. Now, I also spoke with Bradley a few days ago, and I said, what would you do, Bradley? Bradley told me to come in with the ADS Clean, which is their APC. I don't have his APC, but I do have his decon soap, and I have his wheel cleaner. So possibly maybe a citrus, and then use his system. It's probably unlikely because I don't have very much of it, and I don't have his APC. So that was a suggestion. Now, the section that I'm most confident with, because I've used it the most, is Multi-Star and Super Foam. Now, my theory would be foam Multi-Star 1 to 10, rinse off, foam Multi-Star again 1 to 10, rinse off, then foam Super Foam, and then do a contact wash, depending on how dirty it still is. Then we have Built Amber Touchless. I would recommend probably the maximum, which would be a 5% PIR. Okay, and we'll discuss what PIR is later. Then we have the DIY method, which would be all clean with a smidge of Incredible Suds. That's a potential. And then finally, not finally, we have Detail Co's Hard Wash and their BDE, which is their Bugs, Dirt, and Exterior, which is pretty much their citrus. And I also have Bifrost. Now that I'm thinking about it, I do have Bifrost. I just don't have very much of it. I potentially could do Bifrost with so Bifrost is their APC. Let's see. Wheel Foam from Yum is their high pH soap. So most likely, what I want to compare is these three versus this, potentially versus these. So BDE, Bifrost, maybe high pH, and then Conway. Have you used this before? Have you ever used Citral Degreaser? This is like this isn't the cheapest container. I believe they only sell this in the gallons. I don't use this as a pre-wash. What I do is I use this for tree sap. I use this for tar. I use this as like a mild adhesive remover. But I'm curious, Conway, or anyone else in the chat, have you used this before? Because this thing is like $80 and I hardly use it, and I would love a reason to kind of use this. So let me know in the comments if you've used Citral degreaser and what would you recommend it, because I would love to get rid of that and actually start using it. And I don't have very much tar, and I don't have very much um, tree sap. So let me know what you guys would think. So Conway, let me know what you use Citral for, because again, my recommendations for Citral is tree sap, tar, stuff like that. Any other suggestions I could use it for? Overspray. What sense of overspray? Like ceramic sealants, or just like in general? All right. So that is pretty much the gist. Let me see if he's messaged me really quickly here. All right, so tomorrow at 7 a.m., he's going to drop off that BMW. I'll take some quick photos probably tomorrow, and then I'll make a small thumbnail, and then probably do some sort of unofficial either tomorrow or Sunday, or maybe even sometime later the week, because I don't know how long he wants to keep it here, and me too. So I hope to have some good content with that car. Let me go to the chat real quick here. Dan, we need a barbecue and detail vid. Oh, dude, Gordon, you're just speaking my love language right now. Let me just final this off right now. Yes, let's do a barbecue. If I did a barbecue and wash, what would you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see like a smoke, or do you want to see something like fast, like 30 minutes fast, like chicken, maybe some steaks, maybe I stir fry some stuff on the grill? Or do you want to do some like smoking, like ribs, or like, I do chuck roast because that's the poor man's brisket. I don't have like 20 people here, so I don't tend to buy a 10-pound brisket, but I'll definitely go buy like a 3-pound chuck and smoke it like a brisket. I might not finish it in the whole live, because the brisket usually takes like 6 to 8 hours. But ribs, we could do ribs pretty easily. That's usually about 2.5 to 3 hours, because I run my ribs usually on the higher side, so they kind of like they call it hot and fast, I believe. I do a hot and fast ribs. Oh yeah, Nate, pork bud. Yeah, good luck. Conway says Citral is a pure citrus with degreaser and surfactants. I use it for tree sap, which I mentioned, tar mentioned, road paint. Yeah, road paint. I forgot that. Paint overspray. Oh, that's a good idea. It can be used on stains in cloth, carpets, etc. It's a surface decon for organics. So, Conway, would you suggest I use it at all for this BMW that has mold and has not seen the inside of a garage in almost 2 years? Like it's a dead car, right? It's mold inside. It's been pretty much abandoned for 2 years. Would I use Citral as a pre-wash, or pretty much when the car is pretty much deconned and clayed, and then all the stuff that still remained, then I use Citral? What would you suggest? Because it sounds like Citral degreaser is very similar to like Kosh Chemi tea or Kosh Chemi orange power, right? Does that make sense? Is it similar to orange power? Chuck smoked is awesome. Poor man's brisket. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm thinking we could do the Weber Smoky Mountain. We could do some ribs. We could do chuck roast. We could throw in the Weber kettle. We can do some chicken. I could show you my indirect slow and sear method with the wood that I use. And then we could wash while it's kind of like prepping, and then I can kind of check the grill, and then we could do like interior while it's cooking and all that fun stuff. It could be pretty cool. All right, so as I mentioned, wheel bucket, we rinsed, everything was good, and then towards the end we came in with Actifoam. We did 15 to 1. We just washed the front hood of the car, and we were testing how fast or how capable they could rinse. First, I rinsed the hood with the Sunjoe with whatever water remained from the two wheels, let's say 3 wheels, because I did blast it for like 30 seconds, thinking that I was almost out, and I had plenty of solution left. So even the 2 wheels probably only used like half a gallon. And then the rinse off of the, let's say a third of the car took about literally just enough water to kind of rinse it off. Then we tried the keg with whatever residual water was left. Also, just enough water, pretty much. I'd say a little bit more because I didn't spend that extra 30 seconds to test. So both of them, I'd say, did a decent job. The Sunjoe did a considerably better. I could feel the pressure was a little bit, the output was a little bit stronger. That makes sense. It's kind of like comparing a 1.2 pressure washer versus like a 2.4. Like they might be dialed in on the same pressure, but the outflow from the higher output, you could just see how it just rinses off a lot easier, right? So I noticed that the Sunjoe rinsed off probably 10 to 20% better, like noticeably better. And then finally, we forgot, but we finally remembered to do the third test of rinse foaming it. And then we used the upgraded hose attachment here, right? We used the upgraded hose, and the output was like slightly better. I'd say like maybe 5% better. It wasn't very noticeable, especially for the price of the hose. Like I mentioned, if you don't have it hooked up to a reel that's mounted to your cart, I would say it's probably not the best choice of money. I would honestly, if you have $70 to spend on the hose and the hookup, just get two of these. I would say just get two. One for DI water and one for rinseless, or maybe one for rinseless and then one for your camping shower. And I need to talk to Sunjoe and figure out what the hell are they going to do with these things, because they need to make an actual sprayer head that works. If they make a sprayer head that works and it costs $20, I would say $20 a little bit bitch, because this is like $11, right? If they can make it $11 more and put something like this in there, oh, bro. So right now, with what it comes with, 7 out of 10 for overall. I'd say give about a 7 out of 10. If you upgrade the sprayer head, it easily bumps it up to an 8 to 8.5 out of 10. The upgraded hose, if you have a reel, maybe 8.5, like probably 9.5 out of 10. If you don't, this is kind of cumbersome. It's too heavy for my system. I don't like it as much. I prefer the lighter one personally. So I don't think this is worth the upgrade in my situation, but it might be for you. And then the rinse off, the outflow wasn't as nice. It's $400, right? A keg's about $400. You need an air compressor, even if it's a little battery tire inflator. You still need some sort of compressed air to fill it up. So that's kind of a con. The pros is it probably will last longer. It's a lot better parts, right? This is like a industrial part. Um, it's easier to find replacements for the keg because everyone has a keg and it's easier to find parts. So overall, I give the keg about a 7 to 7.5. And then if you're a professional, I would say still probably keep a keg. If you're a professional, you'll probably be using this thing all the time. I can't give you my opinion on the durability on this. You might listen to someone in the chat. Someone in the chat might be using this a lot more than I have so far. But my initial feedback from this thing is definitely buy it if you're on and 100% get the upgraded sprayer head. It's questionable if you really need the hose. It's questionable, especially if you have a cart like this where it's like you have like a 4-inch recess here. It's not super flat. It's kind of a pain in the ass to kind of get the hose clicked in if you're using the upgraded hose. If you're using something thin like this, it's super easy to use. As I mentioned, I ordered a cart last night from Walmart. It was like $40 or something, $60, and it's flat. So I'm hoping with a flat cart, I'll be able to put this on one of the shelves, attach the hose very easily, and then have a wash bucket on the top, and that will be my designated wash cart, and then this will be my designated like polishing and tool cart. So that is a little bit of sneak peek of what I'm working on right now. Let me read the comments really quick. So yeah, yum brisket. Yum brisket for sure. Maybe we spritz the brisket with a little bit of yum detail. Conway says it's stout. You could use it as a pre-wash. Okay, well, Conway, if I use it as a pre-wash, what would you suggest it in a pump sprayer? Can I use the Solo? Can I use a Solo electric sprayer? Should I use the X foamer? Can I put it in the Sunjoe? What do you recommend? Like 1 to 10? My throat's getting hoarse. Harsh hashtag barbecue for sure. Yeah, it's orange power on steroids. Okay, good to know, Juice. I appreciate it. Also, maybe I'll give it away a sample. If you guys want, I'm not going to do a giveaway. I'll just literally give it to you. If you email me, Dan's Diamond Detail at proton.me, and you want like a small, let's say like 2 or 3 ounce bottle of the citral degreaser, I'll pour you a bottle and send it to you. Just pay me for shipping. It's shipping is usually like $6. But this citral, you can only get it in a gallon. That gallon was like $80. So that's the only reason why I bought so much of it. As I mentioned, I like to try stuff before I buy a large amount, but that one, it only comes in either the aerosol can or the gallon. So I said, let's just buy the gallon of the concentrate. And yeah, I'll break it down and give you some if you really want it. I promise you. Wear PPE? Yes, absolutely, William. Be careful with the mold. It's dangerous. Yes, absolutely, Nate. There's mold interior and on the exterior. I have face masks. I have full face masks, right? Full respirator masks. I have a lot of stuff. I told him I'm not going to work on the remediation for the inside. He will work on that. But I told him if he liked what I did on the exterior and he's finished cleaning out the mold, I will finalize his interior. And again, if he likes what I'm doing, feel free to come on by. I think he has like 3 or 4 other cars. This is just the car that lives like 4 houses down the street. And every day I drive to work or I drive my wife to her office, right? I see this BMW just being just completely neglected. And I'm just like, first off, I have a personal like soft spot for BMWs, especially 5 Series. I don't know why. I just really like 5 Series. And this is, of course, a 5 Series. And every time I see it in the rain or, bad weather, I'm just like, man, why are they treating this car so badly? But, anyways, one day, like 2 weeks ago, I was driving by and I saw the doors open in the car. And I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? So I stopped, pulled around, drove into the driveway. And I was like, what's up, man? And then apparently it's these guys, they're fixing the roof of the house. And he saw it and he's like, I just bought it. I was like, oh, congratulations. I'll give you this details a little bit more, but basically he bought it. I did a quick peek at it and I said, "Hey man, would you be willing to kind of like let me play with this? Let's see what I can do." And then, I told him I have a channel. I said my name. I said, "Check it out. Here's my number, blah blah blah." And then I think we did that live on Friday. I think this was on a Thursday. And I mentioned it last Friday. And then I think he said, so 2, 3 days ago, he said, "Oh man, I saw your live streams and I really like what you're doing, and I really like how you pour the chemicals and all this stuff." It's like, I was like, yeah, man, that's kind of like my thing. I like, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, all right, well, the car doesn't start, but before we bring it to a shop, I'll bring it over to the driveway. And I said, hell yeah, let's do it. So again, we plan to have it here 7 in the morning right now. It's, what is it? 8 o'clock my time. So in about 11 hours from now, I'm going to have it, take some photos, make a quick thumbnail. You know how I do it, right? And hopefully, I don't know what time. It's the week. I got a baby. I got a wife. I got those are priorities for me. So I'm hoping as the chemicals I just mentioned, we will try um we'll try a number of things. I want to do is this might take a while, so I might break this in a couple of parts, but I want to use the IK foamer, spray a citrus, foam on some high alkaline, do a real rinse off, right? A real rinse, right? Slow, probably use a 10 degree or a 20 degree, right? Because this time it's not like my car. This car is so neglected that you're actually using the pressure washer to actually remove stuff. So it'll be a different experience for sure. I don't want to rush it. I don't want to do it like in sunlight or in bad environments. So I'm going to probably do this pretty precisely, if that makes sense. Um, what's up, William? You see my name? And so my theory is I'm going to do sections of the car, probably the rear, side doors, the front hood, and then we will basically test to see what touchless can be the most effective. And then once we kind of figure out which ones we really like, we will finalize it by doing the entire car. Hopefully, we can do it by tomorrow, but it might be a 2-day event. And also, I just mentioned, let me catch my breath here for a second. I will be doing all of this live streaming. Who's John? Oh, John. What's up, John? What's up, John? So, yeah, John is the car we're talking about right now. He's going to park his car tomorrow morning. And I lost my train of thought. Um, I was just going to say something. Blah, blah, blah. So, we're going to test. I want to be able to foam on the whole car, rinse it off. And I just forgot what I was going to say. Hmm. I really forgot what I was gonna say. IK foamer, yeah. So we're gonna use the IK foamer, and we're gonna use a pressure washer gun. We're gonna use the real pressure nozzles to really rinse it off, and then we're gonna do the entire car once we kind of figure out the tests. And we're probably gonna be using wash medias that are pretty much disposable because of all the mold that's gonna be on it. We'll see how effective these pre-washes is. Um, I really forgot what I was going to say. I hope to finish all of that in one episode. I we might just do one episode of just the comparisons, and then maybe Sunday I'll do like, now I remember. Now I remember. Okay, now I remember. So while I'm live streaming, I'm going to also use my GoPro Hero 13, my GoPro Hero 8, my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. All three of these will be recording multiple angles. So then I will be able to edit this later. And if you notice, I've been doing a lot of live streams and I haven't been doing very much like content. So and people love these like super neglected car wash videos. People just love that stuff. So what I want to do is, this is all like off the cuff. I want to live stream this. At the same time, you're going to see the behind the scenes of me filming the content, and then hopefully like within the week or so I'll have all the shots kind of like stitched up right, and hopefully I remember how to edit because I haven't edited in like 2 months, and I already was just basically a beginner editor, so I learn every time I do it. But anyways, I hope to send some of that content out, so you'll see me live stream filming it. Hopefully that will be interesting for you guys. So that's what I forgot. I'm going to be filming it and live streaming it. This will be fun. All right, so AK says tomorrow morning IAH bar to take my squirrel daughter to sand volleyball practice. Sunday, I'm helping a buddy of mine ceramic coat his Jeep. He's never ceramic coated a vehicle before. Yeah, well, that'll be fun. Just do it in the right environment and prep it accordingly. I'm sure you'll be fine, AK. Conway says, Juice, I use IK12 foamer for my alkaline and acid washes. I don't use foam cannons, too much dilution. Yeah, I think Conway, I think that's the best bang for your buck. The only problem is when I'm doing comparisons, I'm going to have to film the solution with the IK, treat it, spray, come in with the pressure washer because I just don't have multiples, rinse, then empty the AK, right? Refill it, right? Rinse it out, refill it with a new solution, spray. So it'll be tedious, right? Basically, what I'm trying to say, because I don't have two IK foamers and I do have multiple pressure washer containers, right? I have like three of these. So I could just fill like 1 to 10, 1 to 10, 1 to 10, whatever. But the IK will be kind of like slowing me down. But that's the only difference. I think the IK foamer is super nice, especially if you're using it all the time. Conway, do you wheel acid for a acid wash or acid car shampoo? I'm gonna guess he does acid car shampoo, probably reset or something. Brand says, I never been able to get my IK to foam properly. Probably user error. What are you doing wrong? What are you putting in there that it's not foaming? Because even when I did the Rio Citrus RTU, that even says on the bottom, it says it doesn't bubble or doesn't foam. And I put like a little smidge of the super concentrated Griot shampoo, and it foamed pretty well. I mean, it didn't hold the foam very long. I'd say it's like a C plus, but it still foamed. You saw it. What are you going to use for the pre-soak tomorrow? Juice, did you miss what I showed? Is that Texas Airman? You know what I'm saying, Brent? This would be my only suggestion. Are you using DI water? And do you have very hard water? That's my first thought. Are you using DI water if you're having issues with hard water? if you are already using DI water, I would check. I don't have it on me; it's over there. But I would check the foaming tips. I believe, if I recall, I'm not the biggest expert of the IK foamer, but I believe they come with multiple foaming nozzle tubes, depending on how foamy you want it. So double check your box and check if you have the correct foaming nozzle. If you're not using DI water, it's very hard. That would be my second guess. So yeah, I use acid shampoos usually, just what I was just thinking. Unless it's really bad, then I have specific acid for those spots. Okay, that's cool. What dilution, like 1 to 100? I'm guessing 1 to 50. You mean you don't have multiple IKs? Stop buying 3 gloss meters. You know what, Brant? I was just about to give this to you. I had your has your name on it too. It says 512 detail. I'm guess I'm gonna have to return this now. I'm so sorry. Next time. You can pre-mix 1 gallon jugs and then use 1 gallon in IK foamer, switch to the next That's a really good idea. That's what I'll do. Probably, even though um I might do, I don't know if I'll need a whole gallon for the test spots. Probably won't need as much. That's a lot of chemical. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I might do half gallons. That probably is fine for testing. But that's a really good idea, and I'll mark it. I'll mark it down, and I'm gonna pre-dilute it on the stream so you can see it. Just because people, well, what if it's not really 1 to 10? What if it's 1 to 3? Like stuff like that. People. I just want to be as transparent as possible. AK says love yum reset, which I have on the table there. Oh, Juice, let me show you. Juice, let me show you because I forgot. So, Juice, this is what I showed the audience like maybe 15 minutes ago. We're at the very, very end of this. Let's see. So the table I'm going to be potentially working on. This is just the alkalines. I have the acids over there in the corner. Sorry, I have the acids. I have Yum Reset. I have demineralizing from Yum. I have Coach Chemi's reactivation shampoo. But so from Quiver, we got the Break, which I believe is a pH of 12. We have his APC. We got Multistar, which is 13.1. I'm probably the most familiar with Multistar just because I've used it the most. Doesn't mean it's the best. It's just I'm the most familiar with it. Okay. And then we got Superfoam, which can be a pre-wash, but it's really not that good compared to Multistar. Multistar doesn't have the lubricity like Superfoam, so this is really good as a contact hammer. Then as a pH neutral pre-wash, to be honest, even though this is really good, personally, don't think it's going to hold up as well as the other ones, but we'll see. Will be interesting. I'm going to probably do the strongest at a 5% PIR. Then for DIY, we got All Clean. I will add some incredible suds. We'll do the Ivan LaCroix method. So pretty much IK 15 to 1, let's say 1 ounce of suds, let it rip. Citral degreaser, I'm gonna have to talk to Conway because I really don't know how to apply this in the foamer. I don't know how to use this in a spray bottle. I'm gonna have to read this a few times. The way they advertise this on the back, it looks like it's really good for like the floors and like industrial cleaning. There's really not like specific instructions for like pre-washing or stuff like that. So I'm kind of hesitant to try this on a person's car that I've never used this before. But if Conway gives me a slight bit of guidance, I will consider this a little bit. Then we got Detoco's BDE, which is their bugs, dirt, exterior. This is their delemoning. It's a citrus degreaser. I also have Bifrost, which is their APC. So we could probably do a little BDE, Bifrost, and then they have the high pH soap. I have not tried either of these. So to be honest, I have not tried these. So I can't give you my opinion. We'll see how they perform. Then for ADS, most likely we probably will not do this because Bradley suggested that I come in with their APC, which I don't have, and then decon. So maybe wheel cleaner. I'm going to check the pH of the wheel cleaner. Decon, I think, is 12. And then the wheel for Yum, I'm second most confident with because I've used it I've used this the most, and then these two I've used similarly enough. Citrus, I'll probably go citrus straight, pull that straight, which again, I don't have very much. So this, that's a lot of use. And then most likely instead of foam, we're going to do the big guns. So we're going to do wheel foam. Okay. So we're going to do citrus, foam it on with wheel foam. And that is all she wrote, Juice. Hopefully you like to see that. Feel free to smash the like. We're probably going to go do this tomorrow. All right. Around, let's say, roughly around 11 o'clock. Probably around there, something like that, between 11 or 12. I'm on baby time. So my theory is I'm going to get the baby to sleep. He usually goes to sleep around like 11, right? And then I'm going to go to work and I'll have probably like an hour or two. I'll probably have about an hour or two of some fun times. And then when he wakes up, I'll have to get back to work again, right? Because this to me is fun. Oh, also, since I'm here, I have a couple of things I forgot about. I got a package from somebody. I forgot his name. I think his name is Ivan LaCroix. Ivan LaCroix sent me a couple of items. There's like two people. I think it was what was his name? Stefan and someone else. They were asking me if I had any affiliate links for DIY. And I said, no, I don't. I don't have any affiliate links. Let me go ask Ivan for one. So I said, Ivan, hook me up, brother. I was speaking in French to him because he's French. And he said, yeah, dude, I got you, man. I got you. So I said, all right, hook me up, dog, because that's how Ivan talks. And I was like, so yeah, so if you buy anything on DIY, I have an affiliate link. It's Diamond 10. And then his guy, I think it's Sam. I think Sam kind of manages all that stuff. He's like, do you have anything that you haven't tried yet from DIY? And I told him, I think it's Sam. I said, well, I have pretty much everything already from DIY detail, except for pretty much all the coatings. I don't have Incredible Suds V2. I don't have the waterless wash, etc. Right? So what did he do? They sent me out pretty much a bunch of stuff. So let's go over briefly what he sent me. So the box, good condition, didn't get destroyed. Let me read the comments real quick. I use Labo alkaline pre-wash for rinseless, and the rinseless this morning, pretty good, nice combo. Yeah, William, Preludio, I love Preludio. It's in that, I love Preludio. I just didn't really need it right now. I use Preludio a lot. I think you should just hit it with Dawn dish soap, strip it right off. I was thinking Dawn dish soap too. I think Dawn dish soap is actually a really good idea. It's just I would not use Dawn dish soap like repeatedly. Okay, don't use it very often. Just use it once every often. So right at the bat, we got a couple of pads, 5-inch polishing pad. We got a wool pad, 5-inch wool pad, six another. What's the difference here? 5-inch wool cutting pad, 5-inch rotary cutting pad. So we got a rotary cutting, we got a wool cutting pad, we got a 6-inch polishing pad, 5-inch jeweling pad, 2 3-inch jeweling pads. That'll be great. So we'll try some stuff out. 3-inch wool cutting pad. More pads. We got a lot of pads in here. So we got a 5 and 6-inch rotary cutting. We got a 5 and 6 wool cutting. I'm gonna have to see the difference between the rotary cutting. Obviously, the rotary cutting is for rotary, and then the wool cutting, I'm guessing, is for the DA. So 5 and 6, 5 and 6. We got a 3-inch wool, 3-inch polish, and then a couple of sprayer heads. Can't go wrong with a Tokol sprayer head, right? Unless they break. And then let's see. We got Incredible Wash Mitt. I do not have the Incredible Wash Mitt. As I mentioned before, I took one look at this wash mitt and it looked so crappy to me that I never even took it out of the plastic. I bought this and I was just like, nah. So I've never used this. I feel like now is the perfect time to try DIY's old wash mitt, which is called, I don't know, cotton candy wash mitt or something. Okay. My opinion is strictly from the aesthetics. I've never used this. Maybe this is better than the tri-fiber mitt. Probably not. But from right now, I looked at this and I didn't even want to try it. Now they have a V2 or a new mitt called the Incredible Wash Mitt. I really like this. Comparing this cheap Chinese plastic to this like more premium fill, I already like the container a lot more. So kudos to Ivan for the upgraded container. I've never even opened it yet. As you see, I just opened the box. Ooh, I like this color. I like that color a lot. Kind of similar. You can kind of see the multiple fibers in there. So that's kind of cool. So it looks like it's got that little like cotton. This will be nice. I want to try this out. I'm not a fan of the mitts, so most likely I'll probably just tuck it in and make a nice wash. I think the size is pretty good. I mean, a little bit bigger than I prefer. Slightly bigger, but it's doable. Let's see how it performs. So not this week, but next week, or maybe the week after that, we're going to start diving into DIY here. This one has potential. It looks fluffy enough. It feels like, it looks like 2 fibers, right? 2 fiber. Let's see here. That's a nice mitt, the DIY one. Okay, good, William. I haven't tried it. The cotton candy looks so bad, I didn't even want to take it out of the plastic. Sam is the DIY customer service agent. His screen name is Sam Squatch. Oh, cool. Yeah, Sam is very helpful. Full disclosure, I asked Ivan for affiliate link. He was very fast. They got me through the proper channels very quickly. The website they use is called refersion.com. And no joke, even though I was accepted, it took like 8 or 9 days for it to like finally go through. I was so frustrated because for like 9 days straight, people were like, "Is your code active? Is your code active? Is your code?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm trying. I'm sorry. Like, they said I'm good, but the code's not working. So I don't know what's going on." But eventually it worked, so we're good. Looks like I got another pair of the DIY drying blankets. I might give these away because I already have this pair. And I might give one away because honestly, these DIY drying blanket are excellent. I'm really liking the low pile. This like super micro pile. It's like a super low pile. I really cannot find I wanted to think that this was going to be similar. I wanted to think that this was going to be similar to the Detail Popos version. You see how this is light? But if you actually look inside, it's not. Come here. This is what I need to do. This is what I got to do. I got to reverse the camera, and now I should look at it. Yeah, see that? So you see how it's much higher pile than this one. I thought, from what I see on the website, I thought it were going to be the same, but it's clearly the DIY one's a lot tighter weave. I've used this once, the DIY. I've used it once, and I was pretty impressed with it. They're a little bit longer. I wish they were a little bit. Oh, following me. I wish the shape is a little strange to me. So the shape is like a lot more of a rectangle as opposed to like just a square. But what I've noticed is that when you use 1 and 2 together, I'm able to kind of cover the car very well. So I'm not 100% telling that this is my favorite towels to drying, but for rinseless, it's becoming pretty close to the DIY, not DIY, the Divas, the rinseless Divas. Is becoming very close to being up there. Okay, I think we're about halfway done here. I finally have a bottle to try this. I've been complaining to Ivan that Envy is just too expensive. Okay, it was like $100 for a gallon. To me, that's just absurd. Ceramic detail sprays. There are so many out there that for that price, I didn't even want to try it. And for months, I didn't even buy it because it was so expensive. So I said, "Hey Sam, send me some Envy because I haven't tried it yet." I've been hearing this stuff is crazy slick. Okay. Durability, I don't know. I don't know how to test the durability for this, but I really want to test the slickness and the gloss. I want to test the slickness and the gloss for this. So this is DIY Envy or Envy. I'm excited to try that. Same thing with the waterless wash. Waterless wash for a gallon. To me, why don't I just make my own waterless wash with rinseless? That's how I see it. Or why don't I make my own waterless wash with like a detail spray? But I really want to try DIY waterless wash. I see Ivan's videos. He tries to tell me, oh, and it's ceramic infused. I didn't know that. It's ceramic infused. Didn't know that. Um, Ivan tries to say, so basically the difference between a waterless wash and a rinseless wash still has, you're still rinsing to a certain extent, or you don't need to rinse. And this is, you're basically using a wet media for rinseless, and for waterless, you're using a dry media for cleaning. So that's really the difference. I'm not an expert, I'm not a chemist, but that is just what Ivan has explained to me. Also, C6 Mist. C6 Mist, I believe, is his basically like no protection, no extra residue, a drying aid. So I never ended up buying it. So I said, hey, throw in some mist in there because I don't have C6 Mist. So I would love to see if this increases gloss or slickness and whatnot. And now finally, this is so this is supposed to be V2. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be V2, and it's pretty obvious that it's not V2. This is V1. I have V1 already, and I have a whole gallon of it over there. Let me see if I can quickly pull it up to show you that this is definitely V1. So Sam, Ivan, if you're watching, you sent me the wrong bottle here. This is supposed to be V2. So I'm pulling this off. This is V1. This is what they just sent me. Oh, look, different labels. Okay, so this should be different. Different. Let's see. Now I'm confused. Is there a V2 on it? Should be V2. I don't see T1 or T. Oh, here we go. T2. There it is. T2. So this is the T2. To be honest with you, the viscosity was so thick still that I literally thought this was still V1. All right. So I have to literally look at the back to know this is T2. So this is T2. This is T1. From right off the bat, it's kind of hard to tell. It's not like, to me, from at least right now, it's not a significant difference. I would like to compare this to the V1 and V2, and then plus Quiver Rogue, because I feel like Quiver Rogue is a little bit similar to Incredible Solids, a little bit more viscous. So yeah, so sorry, you did send me V2. I just right at the bat didn't tell. So this is V2. I'm just gonna put them together because I might as well. I'll be using them later. Right off the bat, I like, just to being honest with you, I like this color more than this color, but I feel like this purple instead of pinkish purple is probably closer to what it, because it's grape, right? So this color is probably more accurate to the fragrance, but I like the pinker purple. We got two more bottles in here. We got All Clean, which I don't know why they sent All Clean because I have the concentrated version of All Clean. So this is RTU at 15-1. I don't believe this is T2. So yeah, this might have been a mistake. So we got All Clean in here, 15-1. If you watch my lives, I tend to use All Clean in the house. I like it at 1-30 or 1-50. Usually it's 1-30 to 1-50. All right, and then let's see. Let's not kill that. All right, we got one more bottle in here. We got the gold. Oh damn it! This was also a mistake. So on the order, it's supposed to be the gold standard compound. They sent me another bottle of gold standard polished. So this is an actual mistake. This is supposed to be the gold standard compound. So I will probably email Sam and ask him to send me the compound because I already have the polish. I need the compound. And that is all she wrote, boys, except for some good stuff here. So he sent me the 3-year, the 1-year tetraethyl ortho silicate, right? TEOS. They should label it TOES and just call it TOES, Like, oh, bro, I got the toes graphene. But yeah, tetraethyl orthosilicate. And then finally, the hydrate. So what I'm thinking of doing is comparing hydrate to 3-year to the 1-year tetraethyl orthosilicate and maybe doing the stack, right? A little stackarooski. Okay. What up, Franco? And what's up, Jason? We got people in the house now. We're literally at like 98% of the done on the stream. So we got the stack, we got the tetraethyl ortho. I just like saying that tetraethyl orthosilicate, and yeah, we're gonna be going over some stuff, and that's pretty much all she wrote, boys. I got a bunch of pads. Incredible Suds V2. I really want to try the Envy. I haven't tried Envy. I really like waterless washes, but I don't have very many like designated waterless washes, so that'll be nice to try. And then, as I mentioned, we got a gloss meter, and we'll be using it every time we have some sort of like detail spray or some sort of drying aid. We're going to be seeing the gloss meter on it. Okay. Will it be 100% accurate? No. Are we doing show cars? No. Are we doing competitions? No. But we're having fun, right? We're having fun. Let's have some fun, guys. Will my camera be my best friend? Here we go. There we go. What up, J Farm? I did like C6 app when I used it on my wife's SUV before coating it. I have some app. That's why I didn't have him send it, because I do have the app. So we have a lot of testing to do over here. We have a lot of testing to do. My camera is just whatever. We're pretty much done. Yeah, Brant, I got a lot of stuff. What's up, Franco? What's up, Jason? All Clean is great at getting paint, nail polish, and marker marks out of the kitchen tables. As I mentioned, 1 to 30, 1 to 50, it's a great all-around house APC. If you're running 1 to 15, 1 to 20, it can streak, right? Definitely if you're going too much product and you're kind of wiping it away and you don't have like, you'll see residuals on your countertops. So definitely 1 to 30, 1 to 50. You don't need very much. Spray on your countertops, really good on the stove, right? In the stove, you got the bacon grease, you got grease all over your stove. I have a really nice Wolf. Of course, I have a Wolf stove, and the grease is everywhere. So I'll just spray a little All Clean 1 to 30, let it sit for like, a minute or two. You can kind of see it breaking up the grease, and just a nice wipe with a clean towel. If it's really that dirty, do a light little spritz. If there's some residual, and then another clean towel, and your kitchen will be looking fantastic. Let's see here. Did someone say, is there any app? William, I already own app, so I did not get any app. So I already have it. This package is pretty much all the stuff that I did not already have. I have pretty much 95% of the DIY line. The stuff I use the most from DIY is they're All Clean, as I just mentioned, and probably Incredible Suds. That's probably what I use the most. Let's see, John. What brand orbital polisher do you use? Is that John, the BMW John? What orbital polisher? So I have the DIY combo kit. Let me go pull it up here. I don't know why my video is so high up. Can it lower? There we go. So I have the Flex polisher, the PXE80. And then I have the 23 or 25 millimeter stroke DA, as well as the rotary. Both come in the 5-inch and 6-inch backing plates. They're both battery powered. They're both on the louder side. They're not the smoothest, but they can definitely put down some cut for being battery powered, at least, right? But I'm not going to be doing major corrections right now. We're going to be pretty much, John, if you like what you're doing, maybe we'll do some gloss enhancement, as I call it. I call them enhancements. Let's see. Let me read the comments, and I'm gonna 5 more minutes, guys. Cause I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta piss. Let's see here. The 1 year was awesome to apply. Not quite as nice as Kataba spray ceramic. Yeah, which I also have up there. You're just adding it to the list of the things I should be comparing it to. I also have the Kataba of a full-on coating, so that'd be cool. The SCAM technology. What is that, J Farm? Yo, Blosser the Glosser. I did the C6 app when I used, yes. When I used it on my wife's SUV before coating it. Blah blah blah. I was thinking of going with hologram detailing. Yeah, hey Jason. I'm in the head. I'm in my head, I'm in competition with the entire neighborhood and I am a king. Yes, you are a loser. Even though you're a loser, you're still the king. The tea tree scent is nice with C6 app. Yes, the biggest cleaning part of the app. So app, if you're not familiar with app, I'm assuming you are. Those who might watch this later, we're talking about Ivan LaCroix's C6 line. His pretty much his panel prep. Okay, so he replaces panel prep. I'm not going to talk about the procedures, but instead of his panel prep, he has this C6 app, which is a promoter polish. It's adhesion promoter polish. So it's basically helps the coating adhere to the paint. Okay. Think of clear coat as like tiny little teeth. Okay. And there could be minerals, iron particles, oxidized clear coat. That's kind of like, think of your clear coat as your skin. Okay, and before you put your lotion on, you kind of want your skin clean, right? So you go to the shower, yeah, you exfoliate your skin, you put on your shampoo or your body wash, you rinse it off, right? And then maybe you have some sort of exfoliating stuff for your face, a little bit, a deeper cleaning, right? So the C6 app is essentially that. You're pretty much removing your oxidized clear coat, you're removing the deep embedded dirt in your clear coat, and it's also supposedly, again, I don't have a microscope, but supposedly it's supposed to kind of swell the paint slightly, okay, to adhere the coating better. This is all from what he's explained. I haven't been able to demonstrate it. Blah blah blah. Dan, calm down. You were getting too spicy. What did I say? That's funny. Other coatings have used tetraorthyl silicate. Yeah, tetraethyl orthyl silicate for some time. Yes, Conway. As Ivan mentioned, I'm not an expert in this stuff, but from what I've reverberated, from what Ivan said, tetraethyl orthyl silicate has been used before. It's just the way that he wanted the TEOS to be performed. Okay. So I don't know what that means. It could be a branding thing, it could be a marketing thing. I'm not the expert. I'm just parroting what he said and he instructs. And he's basically saying, yes, TEOS has been used and it's nothing new, but he has it dialed in for it to perform the way he wants it to perform. Let's test it out. All I care is gloss, right? I'm just a gloss man. I just want to see what the gloss does. William, I've been wanting to put a shiny swirl package on my site for a year, but can't bring myself to do it. Brant, you could every April Fools, you could have like a web page like pre-made. So on April Fools, you can kind of like upload like one silly page and just like send it to your clients or so. I don't know. It's probably not the best idea, but I'm thinking that's funny. Kanye, which coatings are TEOS enabled? I'm sure a bunch. All the V3s are supposed to be from DIY. What are we talking about? V3s? Are you talking about the coatings? Are you talking about the T3 coatings? Brands. I'll throw it out on mine later. It's a great idea. FenLabs has used the tech for years. Yum Coatings use it. I could probably list another 6 that have the tech. Yeah, I don't again, I'm not throwing shade. I'm just explaining the way he says it. Those who know me, I'm not the biggest coating expert. In fact, I don't even coat things. I'm a wax guy. So it'll be a learning curve. Uh, I don't think it's going to be much of a learning curve, the application, but it's going to be a learning curve for me to kind of like demonstrate it, consistently demonstrate it, consistently prove its capabilities because this car, I just love spraying stuff on it. So I reached out to a collision company this week and he has a couple cars that he's working on. And hopefully I'm gonna have a couple of flat panels to take home, and then we can start polishing and do some serious testings of these coatings. I'm not going to do the testings on this car, but if I can get a really nice hood, we can definitely do some work. And then I can leave the hood outside and let the elements have fun with it. It'll be a little bit more accurate testing. So bear with me, guys. I want to do this stuff right. I want to show you what I have, and I want to do some durability tests to it. The top tier would be the steel wool package. I thought you were gonna say stainless steel scrubber. Has anyone noticed the difference using app versus Geon has a primer? That explains why the 1 year felt similar. Great work time, no rush, very similar to Yum PS2. Um, what is this like? Let's see. We're winding down here, right? I have a lot of chats to read. Loser, I've been testing it for over a year versus the brand specific prep, and I find it working better for me. 512, good to hear. I haven't heard much firsthand knowledge. Then Brad says, from what I understand, Ivan says they have found a better or different way to functionalize. Yeah, pretty much. Again, I don't work for any of these brands. I might like certain brands more than other for my own opinions. Maybe they're maybe they're very helpful. Maybe they give me the time so they can explain things better. There's always a reason why I might like a brand over another brand, but that doesn't mean that my opinion is right or wrong. It's just my opinion. Um, I tend to try to go through the journey. I don't just try to make an opinion right away. Like, oh, this brand didn't respond to me, like they suck. I don't do that. I try to like put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and I think there's a lot of factors that can apply. And I think price can play a big factor in products. All right. Any last questions, guys? Because I'm gonna wrap it up. It's almost 9 o'clock. I wanna go to the bathroom. I wanna get things settled and kind of ready for tomorrow. Rob, I think Rob, right? Is it? I get messages here. John. I'll check the messages you sent me here. We'll get coordinated. I get up early, so just shoot me a text when you want to come on by. I'll probably be up since like I don't know 6:30, 7. So just swing on by. We'll figure it out. And yeah, let me go to the live stream. I've lost my voice. Mm. Loser said, "Wax guy, it's over between us." Loser, where the hell have you been? I wax like almost every live stream. I should even go wax right now, but you know what? I've been doing this for freaking how long? Almost 165 minutes. Almost 3 hours, guys. It's always left like that. So yeah, I'm pretty much good for tonight. Dan escalated into coatings quickly. Yeah, well, it seems like coatings are the thing because people love their coatings. I don't want to talk for 5 more minutes, but the only criticism I have with coatings is that there's no industry standard of testing coatings and their durability. There's no real industry testing. To me, that is, I don't want to say, with a lack of better words, I don't want to say that that's unacceptable, but to me, having no true standard of testing, you know, environments in Indonesia is going to be different than environments in the Sierra Desert. It's going to be different in Egypt. It's going to be different in Alberta, Canada. It's going to be different in Guadalajara. It's going to be different in Australia. It's going to be different in Chicago. There's so many variables that it's really hard to give a consistent, definitive um, result, right? Maybe you didn't polish, maybe you didn't iron correctly, maybe you didn't clay right, maybe you didn't clay at all. Maybe there's so many things that um, if something fails, there's just like 10,000 excuses from these companies. Oh, well, you didn't do this, or you didn't do it long enough, or you didn't use this specific product. Like, no one really just accepts it. So that's pretty much why I don't tend to like go too crazy on coatings. I'm fine with just like, products that have like a couple months durability. Then again, my situation is pretty niche. Like, if you're going through 30, 40 cars a day, you have clients, and you see those cars in a month, 2 weeks, 3 months, I understand the use of a coating. Like that'll probably save you a lot of cleaning time because with a coating, your car stays cleaner. It washes faster. It dries faster. It's it has UV protection from the rays. There's a lot of pros to it, especially if you're washing a lot of cars and you're seeing them again. Again, that's great. But someone like me who has just one car and just loves to wash my car, it doesn't get very dirty. And the car, since it doesn't get very dirty, it cleans very easily, it dries very easily. And personally, I like wax. I like the methodical, meditative application of just applying a wax, letting it smell, smelling the wax, like just I just like that feeling. Dan, thanks again for another great time. Good night, Dan. Good night, all. Yes, let's wrap it up, guys. Get some rest, Dan. You're going to need it tomorrow. Appreciate it. Looking forward to a video on the BMW. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it so much, guys. Feel free to hit that like. B. Riley, I can't remember if you want that Fen Labs. I'll send you a bottle. If not, let's chat. I'll figure out something to send you if you want to try. You see my cabinet. I have a whole bunch to send you. And then Mondo, if you're still in here, remind me we got to do the goat V1 giveaway. I really like that towel, but I don't need an extra one. So thank you guys so much for sticking around for this Friday evening. Keep it tight, keep it clean. Most importantly, keep it shiny. And I will see you guys tomorrow to watch that BMW, guys.